You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Hold on. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Apologies for being a little tardy for the party, but look, I'm always rewatching certain moments from episodes that we recap, and I'm like, wait, I gotta watch that again. Did she say that? What? Wait, what was her reaction? Why did she go over there? Angel worked my nerves. She worked my nerves, and we love to talk about how did they do, especially as a newbie, how did they do on Watch What Happens Live? If you guys had to rate in comparison to how Kay did, remember when Kay was on there a couple of weeks ago? Stacey was on there, and now and then Tia was on there last week, and now we have they need to bring Jazzy on there. They need to, because she's not your regular friend of. And then we just had Angel. What did you guys think? Huh? Look. I think we have a new person take over this one. I think we have a new one. What is going on with Angel right now? And then she tried to explain it last night on Watch What Happens Live, why she reacted the way that she did. And my thing is like, no, girl, you're lying. You're the one who brought it up. You're the one, you're getting arrested because you have a big mouth. You are the one that brought it up. You could have left it alone. It wasn't even on camera. There was no camera. There was no audio. But somehow production was able to get the footage of on the golf cart. Someone's always filming. Oh my God. So I don't know if production just does it in general, or did they go back and they're like, okay, we did have some footage of when they were on the golf cart and things like that. Or maybe there was footage on the golf cart. I don't know. But production, kudos to you, because you were able to piece it all together for this episode. Because who knows if production even was going to use any of what was happening between Jazzy and Angel during that off-camera moment. All right. Atia? Is that how you pronounce it? Atia? Or Sasha? Says Angel's not a good fit for the show. She was not good on Watch What Happens Live. Yeah, she looked beautiful though. That's one thing. Let's start with the night. She looked beautiful. She looked beautiful on Watch What Happens Live. But I was like, in the beginning I liked T. I was like, but I'm not gonna say, oh, I love her yet. I wanted to see how it played out, and then it just went downhill from there. And I still wanted to give her grace. I said, maybe she can come back. I think this episode 6, for me, sealed the deal that she's going to be a one and done. And take Kiana with you, please. Dion says that Andy looked bored. You could always tell. Look at Andy's facial expressions when Stacey was on versus when Angel was on. Or even when Kiana was on. Nikki says beautiful gowns. Yeah, I can't even say that I can't even say that for Angel. I always say that for Kiana, because she really gives when it comes to the fashion. But Angel, and look, I don't want to even say that Angel's boring. I think that's an easy thing to say about someone. There are people that would be considered, like I would be considered boring on reality television. There are people that would be boring. I think Angel is just not a good fit. She's a Debbie Downer. Mills just says she's an energy vampire. She's not a good fit for the show. And she probably would have been. Maybe she would have been a better fit if Kiana wasn't there. But I can't even say that, because I can't even blame Kiana for whatever happened at the end of this episode. What happened? Angel said, Bobby said that helicopter. Okay, guys, we're going to get into it. But after rewatching it, that story about the other wag that told on her to the agent and to his lawyers and things like that, and then Ashley saying, girl, you stole $30,000 from me, but he still married you. I need more details on that story, because now I'm looking at Angel, because remember I kept on saying this. I always say this. I said, I don't like the way that she keeps referring to herself as a wag. I don't like how, and then only to come to find out, people behind the scenes were saying like she was, she would alienate people and things like that. She was like a mean girl, basically. And now I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is there any truth? Look, truth. That means it's true. Is there any, I'm going through puberty again? Okay, let me find out I'm young. Let me find out there's some truth to her allegedly, because maybe before she was, okay, I'm speculating. This is speculation. Can we speculate together? Because this is our fun time. Someone said they're watching on lunch. What you having for lunch? Okay, but can we speculate for a second? She got cool with this girl that was a part of the WAGs. You know, the girls, look, the girls with the hair, and they got the man, okay? And she makes this new friend. She's like, girl, I got this guy. Yeah, he's amazing. And you know what I'm saying? Oh, Danielle says the old school WAGs are mean girls. All right. Now, Natalie says she seems like a mean girl. Well, hold on a minute. So she's speaking to this new WAG, and she's like, yeah, girl, I got $30,000 from him, and he didn't even realize I took it. Because maybe this other girl was coming with that sort of energy, too. It's like, girl, you could take money and da-da-da-da. And she's like, girl, I stopped taking my birth control, too. I'm speculating. I'm not saying that's what happened. He married her. This is from 2016. I am speculating, okay? I just want to point that out. I'm just saying, just use our imaginations. We are using our imaginations as if we're writing a script, okay? Very much like what it's feeling like with Potomac. They're producing themselves, okay? KJ says, with WAGs, their entire identity surrounds the husband/boyfriend. With Housewives, the men are the background supporting. Yeah, well, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you for breaking that down. Because remember, I've been saying about the whole situation with why does she keep bringing up the fact that she's a WAG? So anyway, look. Anyway, so after rewatching it last night, I was like, I'm thinking things. Are y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Are y'all catching what I'm dropping? Just saying. But he married her. They've had 2 beautiful children together. This is from 2016. This is about 10 years ago. Okay. Wait a second. I'm at work says, Angel was a journalist with BET and Essence Magazine. Apparently she didn't go for Bobby initially, but months later they hooked up. Yeah, I remember her telling the story. She said, what happened to her individual identity? We have to keep in mind, we're watching a reality show. Would it shock me that, you know, they're not including some of the things that she wants to talk about, okay? But anyway, I've digressed because there is a lot that I want to talk about before we get into the Real Housewives of Potomac, but I had to jump in. Okay, we will get back to the scam of it all. Queen Day says, we're catching. All right, before we even get to any of that, our friends over at Factor has us covered today. They're sponsoring today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. As you know, I love a good Factor meal. I've had my Factor meals. I still got a couple of Factor meals that I could have for lunch today, or I can have for dinner. Okay, so I we love our Factor over here, and they have a little something for everyone. Okay, protein plus, calorie smart. They got stuff for people that are on keto diets. They've got you covered, and especially this fall. Fall always feels like a reset between back to school, busier routines, and shorter days. Finding time to cook can be tough. That's why I personally love Factor. Their chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals makes it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious, no matter how hectic the season gets. As I said to you before, they have more variety and more meals. You can choose from a wider selection now of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. They also have new flavors for the first time by Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. And of course, I've gotten you a deal. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Kempire50 and use Kempire50 to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Kempire50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. More details on Factor will be available in the description. Okay? All right. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's live recap. We appreciate them. And shout out to those of you watching on X, those of you watching on Twitch. Oh, wait, y'all not watching on Twitch. Sorry, Twitch members. Let me add you guys. Hold on, Twitch. I forgot. See what happens? I'm doing so many different things at the very beginning of the day. So, Twitch members, we are live. Hey, Twitch. Head on over to Twitch. I go live on Twitch because they always tell me that the quality, I'm streaming in 4K, is better when it comes to video and audio. So feel free. We do have quite a few larger community watching on Twitch if you don't want to watch on YouTube. So head on over to, and for those of you that watch on Twitch, normally if I don't go live on Twitch, please remind me in the live chat if you can. Sometimes I forget because I have to add it after I've set up the live. So anyway. Mr. Melon Magic said, what's for lunch? I think I technically had lunch, even though it was more like a breakfast. I had 3 eggs and a raisin bagel. So good. So good. Anyway. All right, let me take a sip from my, look. Tis the season. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this, because you can, I was showing off my new little water bottle. I don't love it in regards to like the function of it, but it's pretty. Okay, it has gingerbread men on it. It's all sparkly and it's green. You know, I'm in my green era. Okay, let me focus. You know what? I'm at work. I'm at work says, this was a good episode. I'm expecting a 2.5 hour live on this one. Last week was a 2.5 hour live. It was almost 3 hours last week. I have a life, okay? I don't. I have laundry to do. And I have Christmas stuff to continue to decorate and take out. I mean, I'm pretty much done. I'm not doing a lot. You know, I don't have a lot of room for a lot of stuff in this apartment. So, Marlene says, Kempire, you said you were giving that away. Not to y'all. I'm not going to give y'all this after I put my mouth on it. I never said I was giving this away. Lies you tell. Okay. If I can, honestly though, I found this at Marshall's. I haven't seen it since. This is why sometimes when you go to Marshall's, you have to get the stuff that you like when you like it. Okay. Emma's watching from Melbourne, Australia. Hey. I haven't seen another one like it. I have another one, but not another one of these, but a different one. So stay tuned. I'm bring that out when I bring out the full Christmas situation over here. Okay. All right. Focus. Can y'all focus? Before we get into the Real Housewives of Potomac, did you guys watch Wife Swap? The highly anticipated episode with Dr. Wendy Asefo and Eddie Asefo. Okay. Did you watch the episode? Because it came on right after the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I watched it, and I see you X, because y'all were mad at me last night for a comment that I made. Y'all gonna stay mad. Because look, y'all obviously do not watch my recaps of Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm not always coming for Dr. Wendy. Am I a huge fan of Dr. Wendy all the time? No, but I'm not a huge fan of any of these women all the time. Calm down, okay? Thank you, Tasman. Tasman said, you said you would give it to your niece. Exactly. I'm not giving it to one of y'all. Okay? Anyway. So I watched Wife Swap last night. I will say, I enjoyed the whole Wife Swap 4 episodes. I like that it was only 4 episodes. I will say this, though. The episode that a lot of you did not watch because it was Election Day and also because it was Emily Simpson. I think that was probably the best episode. Who watched the Emily Simpson episode? I felt like Emily really got in there, learned something, and so did the mom. This particular episode with Wendy and that lady, Althea, whatever her name is. I don't like to judge parents, but I think she might be a bad mom. I think she might be a bad mom. Right? Wait, she is scat, says that. Scat? I don't know how you pronounce it. No, my mom turned the channel. Damn, you don't got your own TV? Steph says, Kempire, did you notice anything in Wendy's home materialistic with the whole insurance fraud? Well, I think we all were watching the episode. I was probably the reason why I didn't really love this particular episode for a variety of different reasons. I think because we anticipated this episode so much, and this was supposed to be the first episode. Remember, that was, and we thought they weren't going to show it, but they ended up pushing it back. I think it's because they wanted to comb through it. Legal wanted to comb through it to make sure that it was all good. I see people said I loved the Emily episode. I think the Emily episode was the best one, which was interesting. I loved all the episodes, though. I think it was a good, short season. I liked the concept of it. It felt a little quick. The editing made it feel a little too quick in regards to how they were switching from the Housewives rules to the original Wives rules. It felt a little too quick. But I thought it was a really great show, light, easy, fun show. And I've said this before. I felt like we got to know the Housewives, the Real Housewives, better than we do on their own shows. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, that's because there's so many other Housewives to get to know. No, a lot of these Housewives, the ones that have been on the show, we've known them for years. There's no reason in one episode I've gotten to know more about Wendy than I've gotten to know about her during 5 seasons of Real Housewives of Potomac. I didn't understand that. I will say this, very much like the candy of it all, Wendy's mom is entertaining and distracting for a variety of different reasons. So we get to see Wendy's mom in this episode as well. Wendy goes to this lady's house in Naples, Florida. Althea, something like that. Very cute family, but I have to say I was a little upset. I was like, it sounds like your kids feel neglected. And at first I was like, okay, she says that she has this whole different perspective on parenting, so the kids have a little bit more freedom. It seems as if they have freedom so that you could be a lazy mom. Right? And I don't like to judge people's situation, but you came on a reality show, so now we're going to judge. I'm like, no. I did not like. If anything, they were excited when Wendy came in because Wendy was cooking for them. She was giving them attention. I will say at the end of Wendy's episode, though, on Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition, both ladies, not CPS, Mill said call CPS, they feel neglected, those kids. I will say at the end of it, though, I don't feel like Wendy was going to change her schedule. Because the kids, I don't see anything wrong with the way that Wendy's raising her kids. And it could be a Nigerian thing, it could be a black thing, it could be West Indian. I don't know. I didn't see anything wrong. She just has a very strict schedule. Could she loosen up that schedule a little bit more? Maybe. But by the end of it, Wendy's not changing. Althea probably should change, but she's not changing either. Even though they give you an update to make it seem like they changed. She ain't changing. But watching her kids, Althea's kids, talk about their routines and their mom and how their mom used to be versus how she is now, I don't think she ever was like a very involved mom, because the 19-year-old is talking about how she is helping raise her brothers and sisters the way that she wanted to be raised. So that says to me, 19 years ago, you weren't doing this either. I'm just saying. Brandy says Wendy is a good mom. Yeah. I don't believe Wendy showing up in that maxi dress. I was like, and look, I get it. It's a part of the show. Because some of y'all are mad when I was like, why is Wendy? Because I know the other housewives dress up in their designer and stuff like that, but all of them dressed up in pants. Okay? Wendy showing up in a maxi dress, looking beautiful. Don't get me wrong. She looks gorgeous. But I was like, come on, Wendy. You could put something else on. Okay? But I guess it was for the theatrics of the show. Whatever. Okay? But I agree. Wendy's not changing anything in regards to how she raises her kids, and I don't blame her because I didn't really see anything dramatically that needed any work in regards to that. Maybe loosen up the schedule so you can have some fun. But Althea's situation, like, she needed somebody to come in and be like, girl, you need to be involved. Did you see when Wendy told Althea about herself? Althea was like, she didn't expect that. She didn't expect it. Shout out to everyone watching. Hey, Miss Whistle Down. She's like, hey, I'm on my Twitch right now. Sweetie's watching as well on Twitch. Whoop, whoop. What's going on, Twitch fan? We got a lot of people on Twitch fan. Pink Brat's in the building. Okay, Pink Brat. J Poo is here as well. I can watch I can rewatch it on Peacock. Yeah, in regards to White Swap. I just rewatched it as well. This is another reason I'm doing a lot of rewatches in the morning before coming live with you guys. And then rewinding, like, okay. All right. So I thought it was good, the episode. It wasn't my favorite episode, though, of the four. Which of the four episodes, for those that watch White Swap, the Real Housewives edition, of the four episodes, which one was your favorite? I liked them all for different reasons. But I think the one that a lot of people did not expect to be really good or did not watch because they don't like Emily probably was one of the most touching ones, I will say. I have to say, Emily's episode was really good, y'all. And you know I'm not a huge fan of Emily like that. But Emily, I didn't feel like they really put her in a situation that she would have felt like a, out of water kind of situation. Because, she grew up in the Midwest. So some of like the running after horses and stuff like that, she hasn't done it in a long time, but she's not opposed to doing it. But I really felt like that particular episode was really, really touching. So for those that may have skipped it or missed it because it was election day, I would go back and watch it if you can watch it on Peacock or wherever you watch these episodes. Angie's episode was nice. I have to say, I did like Angie's episode as well. I liked all the episodes, to be honest. The only episode I didn't necessarily love was this last one, and it wasn't because of Wendy. It was more so because this mom is a bad mom. Oh, damn, why not? Why did I say that? I felt for the kids. They feel neglected. The father is in the damn laundry room. He's doing all the, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing the laundry. But he's taking the boys to their games. The mom takes the daughter to her games, but she's busy on her phone. She's not even watching. I was like, what is going on? Just Jules says Emily and Angie's episodes are her favorite. Mika rated her favorite. Oh, Mika says Emily's number 1 for her. Angie's number 2. Melissa was number 3. Wendy was number 4. I don't know. I think we all expected more from the Wendy episode. I think the anticipation made us kind of look at the episode like, But also, we don't know what they cut out. Remember, they pushed back this episode. This was supposed to be episode 1. And maybe this is what Bravo expected, producers expected. They wanted to come in with the Wendy episode because they probably felt the same way. This is just sort of like a starter for you guys in regards to this. But you notice how, I don't remember in every episode, but usually the housewife goes into the bedroom and it looks at the closet and things like that. And I was thinking to myself, they edited that out. At one particular point, it looked like they were about to go into Wendy and Eddie's room, where they had the long couch. And I was like, oh, but they didn't go in. We didn't see her go in the closet or anything. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Yeah, it's only 4 episodes, White Swap, the Real Housewives edition. It's only 4 episodes, guys. If you're just joining us, I wanted to briefly talk about it because Wendy Assefa was on it, and we've all been talking about it, wondering what it would look like. I definitely think they will get another season. White Swap was on for a long time, right? How many seasons did White Swap, the original one, have? I like this new Housewives edition kind of thing. Who do you want to see next on it? And remember, we also had some Housewives featured. We had Phaedra featured. We had, other Housewives. We had Phaedra featured. We had Mary Cosby featured. Who else was featured? Is that it? Excuse me. It's only 4 episodes. Lady First says, Wendy's episode was good. What did everyone expect? I don't know. I didn't think it was a bad episode. I think what I didn't love about the episode was it felt like the mom was a bad mom. I hate to say that, but I didn't love it. Maybe it was a little too real for the situation, but here we are. Ms. Esquire says, I'd love to see former housewife Crystal Kung-Minkoff. Well, did you watch my interview with Crystal and Cynthia when I was on Humble Brag? We talked about that. She was actually asked to do it. And I said I was actually glad that she didn't do it. Just because I think it probably would have been a cute episode, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I think Crystal is a lot more down to earth than some of these other housewives. So I think she would have went into the situation fine. You know what I mean? I don't know if it would have been as interesting or, different if she had done it. And like I said before, I'd much rather see her use her brain in like a competition show. Speaking of competition shows, I'm in the middle of watching Squid Game, The Challenge. I loved watching it last season. So the new season has started. New episodes come out tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. 4 episodes came out already. I'm watching it. I'm not necessarily talking about it, but if you're a part of Club Kempire, maybe I'll talk about it there. Shout out to our Club Kempire baddies. We appreciate you. Someone said Brittany. Well, Brittany doesn't really, her daughters don't even talk to her, so they would go to an empty home. Pink Brat says on Twitch, do you think that Stacey would be a good one? She would be. The only thing is, we have to remember she's in a weird place with her husband right now. They're not together, but maybe if they're officially back together, I mean, they're living, I think, in the same home. I don't know. I think she'd be great doing White Swap, but who knows? Ariana says Crystal on Traders would be good, so good. I agree. I think you would see a whole new side of Crystal on Traders. My hand keeps itching. I got something, or money's coming. Look, money's coming. You know how the old school people say? If your hand starts itching, money's coming. I'm here for it. Send all the money. Look. All right. Moving on. So that was Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition. That was the season finale with Wendy. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on that episode and what you thought of the season. Do you want to see a new one? Debbie says she wants to see on White Swap Stacey, Gina. Oh, Gina was on Emily's episode. Whitney and Mary Cosby. And Mary Cosby was on there. I don't know. Megan says, don't scratch it. Why? Like, why? Megan says, let it itch or you'll delay it. Oh, damn. I didn't know that. There's rules to this situation? There's rules? Lord. Miss Very says, right hand only. It was my right hand. Look. It was my right hand. I'm not going to scratch it because Megan said not to scratch it. Okay. All right. We're so superstitious. Anyway, we do have some good news, though, to talk about. The Supreme Court finally did something good. They will not be hearing any arguments about marriage equality. Marriage equality lives another day. You hear that, TJ? Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let me get to this episode because we do have a lot to talk about. We talked about Watch What Happens Live. You saw Angel on Watch What Happens Live. We talked about Wendy's wife swap. We can now get into this episode. We are continuing where we left off last week at the group dinner. Jazzy and Kiana are still talking about whatever Jazzy may have heard from Kiana about Wendy. The only thing I don't love about what I'm seeing a lot this season, and look, I know these housewives pre-produce. We've seen it before. It just feels like this season, they're doing a bad job at letting us see that they're producing. Oh, let's table this conversation. How many times are they going to table a conversation? I was like, what is happening? So Ashley chimes in when Jazzy and Kiana are talking about what was said. Jazzy in her confessional says, how mad would Wendy be based on what Kiana said about her? And Jazzy says an 8.5. Okay. So before they can get to the nitty gritty of it, because remember, Wendy's not there because Wendy's sick. And Ashley says, she cuts them off and she says, maybe y'all should sleep on it. Why are you coming? And again, her and Giselle, you see producing this season. And like, yeah, how about y'all sleep on it? How about you mind your business? Okay. All right, so they bring out these shady shots, okay? Giselle's so excited. She's got the shady shots. There's one long shot. Giselle's shaking the table, shaking the shots, and one spills on her tacky dress. I'm playing. No, it wasn't. I mean, it was pretty tacky. And she gives the different shady shots to different people. Of course, she's not shady to Ashley. Duchess Darby. Oh, my God. All right. Tia gets stylist because remember Giselle's her friend, so she's not going to be too shady. Jazzy gets bride and stepmama. That was a good one.
Live
Stacy her shot was the one that spilled, and Giselle says I didn't put anything on it because originally she was still trying to get to know Stacy, but she says, you know what? I think I'm starting to get to know you. These are falling flat. You guys keep coming for Stacy, and it keeps falling flat, like that drink spilled on you. And Stacy says, because I love to write down a Stacy quote every week. She's like, "Try again, Giselle. You cannot shake me." Oh. Okay, Stacy. Stacy says, "Try again, Giselle. You cannot shake me." I can't. Try again, Giselle. I mean, she's holding her position, y'all. I have to give it to Stacy. Angel's shot is called chin checked. Perfect. It's perfect. That's what we should be calling Angel. We shouldn't even be calling Angel. We should be like chin checked. That one. Hey, chin checked. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call her going forward. Okay. Amit, thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. Amit says Melissa's refusing to sleep in the house equals fired. Well, she didn't know she slept in the house. She wanted someone to stand outside her door. Remember, that was the story of Melissa Gorga in regards to the wife swap, because she was like, I'm sleeping in someone stranger's home. And I think like a producer slept outside the door or something like that. Katie, thank you so much for the super chat. Katie says, negative 100 just for the attempted gaslight. Oh. Damn. Noda Queen, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Noda Queen says that lady did a post on Reddit basically saying that she went on there to raise awareness about her late diagnosis, ADHD and autism. She then went on to say some questionable things about ADHD and autism. The lady Althea from White Swap, is that who you're talking about, Noda Queen? Is that why she looked familiar? Didn't she look familiar to some of y'all? I was like, where have I seen this woman before? She looked familiar, Althea. I don't remember where I've seen her before, but she looks familiar. She did say she lived in New York. Did I know her? She a bad mom, though. Sorry, I hate to say that. I really not to judge people's parenting stuff. But here we are. Too late, I said it. Look, no backsies. All right, so back to the drinks names. So Angel's called Chin Check. Kay is called Giselle Hader, which opens up, because we didn't see this moment, because apparently, remember when Wendy and Kay met up at the harbor and they both were fighting on who hated Giselle more? So apparently Wendy must have went to Giselle and heard that there must be some sort of issue between Kay and Giselle. We all were like, wait a minute, what is Kay? Why does Kay hate Giselle? Okay. So Giselle, being a producer this season, executive producer, I might add, says that Wendy told her that Kay apparently had some residual feelings about her. So this all stems from the brawl from that season where Kay, ended up having to get stitches on her forehead. All right. So she did not like how Giselle handled it. She didn't feel like Giselle checked on her. They flashed back to the reunion and where she brought it up. Kay downplays it, and she's like, well, we talked about it already, and, Wendy's making a bigger issue out of it, but it's not an issue. But in that moment, it felt like it was still an issue for you in regards to Giselle. So Giselle reminds us when all that was happening, she was flying back and forth to go see her father who was dying. Okay? She didn't know he was dying at that particular, I don't think she knew at that particular point. And she says, you went to go see your plastic surgeon to fix what's going on with you. My father's no longer here. I have to look. I hate the fact that I have to agree with Giselle, but I do. Like, and if you had a real issue with her, if this was an ongoing issue with Giselle, because clearly it was, because you saw Kay get upset in this on the catamaran. That's not a yacht. What was that? I mean, it's not bad. It's better than what they've had on this show. But please understand, they will be going back to lame trips and bootleg transportation once the Grand Dame is back. Sidebar, for those that didn't know, it was announced over the weekend that the Grand Dame will be attending BravoCon. Will be attending BravoCon this year. How do you feel about it? I saw a lot of people were excited. I mean, I won't be going. And look, the government is about to open back up, and the flight should be on time. So shout out to all of you going to BravoCon, because I was worried for y'all. I was like, I'm glad I'm not going, because I don't want to have to deal with what. And I mean, look, there still might be some residual until the government is officially open. So what's that? Keith said a paddle boat, not a paddle boat. Is that what that was? Nah, Soraya said a rowboat. It was a rowboat. Y'all are so wrong. Latasha said, what's wrong with a catamaran? Well, they kept on calling it a yacht. Remember? They kept on calling even the first yacht that they had. And we were like, okay, it's fine. Let's have a beautiful boat, but nothing's wrong with a catamaran. All right? All right. Blunts with Beezy. Not Blunts. Says, I'm not a Karen fan. But I know she has a lot of fans, hence why they wanted her at BravoCon, and she will be at BravoCon. It was just announced over the weekend, and Wendy Acefo will still be attending BravoCon. They have not removed her name. Okay? Danielle says, Giselle said that she and Karen have a couple of sets together at BravoCon. See? Thank God someone watches that damn thing. D. Nicole says, stop scratching your hand. Sorry! I don't know why it's itching. Look, I don't know why it's itching. A lot of money's coming. A lot of money's coming. Okay, anyway. Kay in the chat says, my issue with Kay had 2 seasons to bring this up. She got whacked in 2022 or 2023. You're right. And that's the thing. She made it seem in her confessional like she was over it, but it didn't seem like she was over it. You know what I mean? Especially with her reaction at the table. So they decide that they're going to table it, though. They decide that they're going to table it, and that they're not going to talk about it without Wendy being there. I don't think they needed Wendy to be there. So Kay's saying, let's table it so we can talk about this when Wendy's here with us. I was like, why would we have to table it? It has nothing to do with Wendy. Yes, Wendy's the one who brought it up, but what's the issue? Thank you, Angel. Angel W says, enter Loverboy era, billionaire boo, and a rainfall of money. Yes! During this Mercury retrograde, yes. They did say, the fixed signs won't be dramatically affected by the retrograde. Sorry for the rest of y'all. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Other signs. Fixed signs. And I got a Leo moon, so I got 2 fixed signs. Lord have mercy. I'm stubborn. All right, moving on. So they decide to table whatever issue it is between Giselle and Kay so they can talk about it a little bit later on. So we will get back to that conversation. Mr. Sunshine comes out. Mr. Sunshine's the owner of the restaurant. He comes out and he's happy, and he tells Jazzy, "You're my favorite." Oh, okay, Mr. Sunshine. Important to note that particular part. All right. So we then get this moment with the producer cam, a moment that we did not expect. We weren't sure what was happening, but Stacey provides some commentary. She's just like, there's this heated conversation happening between Jazzy and Angel. I'm not sure exactly. Oh wait, no, rewind. Sorry, that's not it. That's not the moment. It was another producer cam moment. There was a lot of producer cam moments. We will get to that. Stacey, though, in a producer cam moment, we've talked about this. We went live separately to talk about this clip that came out last week. Stacey is talking to Ashley and Jazzy, and she's talking about, both Timo and she, during their separation, they both dated people, but they did not have sex with anyone during that time. Okay? So she confirms that she did, in fact, with the people that she dated, Chris Samuels was one of the people that she dated. You probably saw the preview for next week. Monique will be returning. I got to talk about this photo. Did you guys see Monique's confessional? Monique's confessional doesn't have anything behind her. Hear me out. Hear me out. At first, I thought it was a glitch in the Matrix. I thought maybe something happened. Oh, I froze. See, look, a glitch in the Matrix. Speaking of which, I did not change the wire. Shut up. Don't ask me anything else. I did not fix it yet. Okay? For the new year, I will. Okay? It works just fine. All right, no. So I'm like, I saw this transpiring online this morning, and I said, people were saying that, oh, maybe there was some sort of, they released this too soon and they didn't add the background. And I said, no. I said maybe Monique was too busy for them to take a picture or for her to send a picture of her home. Okay? And I was like, this was all Monique's doing, y'all. She got to be so contrary. She's always got to do something different. I'm telling you, no. For those of us that watch Love and Marriage DC, for those that haven't watched her since season 5, you probably have a different opinion of Monique. But we saw a different side of Monique on Love and Marriage DC. Okay? All right. So this is Monique's confessional look. I mean, she looks gorgeous and nothing behind her. Nothing behind her. Okay. All right. All right. Lord, I got more in my background going on than Monique does in hers. I guess she didn't want to show off her home. I mean, she literally, if you saw the preview for next week, we are in Monique's home. I guess maybe they didn't take a photo, or maybe she asked them not to use a photo behind her. What is going on? Okay. I just wanted to talk about that. I almost forgot to talk about that. So Monique, this is Monique's confessional look. Monique, she's always been beautiful. Okay. Remember, the other part of this story was the fact that Monique, see, this is her confessional look. They just revamped her season 5 confessional look, and we just thought Bravo, NBC Universal were being budget. Okay? We thought that they were being budget. No, she confirmed on social media. She was like, ain't nobody got time for that. Basically is what she said. She went on to clarify in my comment section when I did a video about it. And she was like, I was traveling. I didn't have, I was busy, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I didn't do it. Okay. All right. Okay. Until we see the confessional look, this is what has been leaked online as her confessional look. I don't know if it's been leaked, but I believe that that's her actual confessional with no background. Always gotta be different. Always gotta be different. All right. So Stacey confirms that she did, in fact, go on. I don't know if it was. See, the more important questions here would have been, how many dates did you guys go on? How long were you guys dating for? Ashley's more worried about whether or not they slept together. And she says she did not sleep with Chris Salmon. She literally said that in the confessional. She never slept with him. So that was a producer camp moment, okay? Ashley, the next day, FaceTimes with her. I could really skip the scene, but I just want to mention something in regards to this. Ashley FaceTimes with her mom, but then she gets a text from Josh Harlow, okay? And she's like, oh, she's on her phone. She's like, oh, I got a text from Josh. And then she rolls her eyes as if she didn't send him a text showing off her breast. And she's like, I sent him a little photo. She's like, oh, well, go call him. Why is she acting like the way she rolled her eyes at him sending her a text, girl, you text him. Of course he's responding. And she's just oh, I can't with Ashley, y'all. I cannot. She then jokes, she says, she needs some sex in her life because she feels like being around Stacey is contagious. You constantly coming for Stacey and you continuously are looking lame. Bravo, I know you guys do focus groups. You're not telling me you do focus groups and the focus group says that they love Ashley. We do not need Ashley anymore. She has become so unbearable to watch. I don't care about her dating life. I don't care about her home life. I don't care about anything that has to do with Ashley Darby. And if anything, based off her behavior this season, I'm like, she is as much a creeper as Michael Darby. And that's why that relationship worked. That's the vibe that I got from Ashley. And based on what she's been giving us these last couple of seasons, I was like, oh, she's a creeper, very much like Michael Darby. All of these lesbianic behavior. And look, I'm a part of the LGBTQI plus community. And yay, we won today. Thank you, Supreme Court. But all of this forced lesbianic behavior, I'm just like, okay. All right, Ashley. Now all of a sudden, until you are in a full-fledged relationship, I'm not going to believe that you're bisexual, okay? I think you do it for the giggles, okay? I don't believe it. And then next week we got to deal with Ashton, her male counterpart. I'm like, I don't care about Ashley. All right? Arjun says Ashley's funny. Said no one. Casey says exactly. The show really doesn't need Ashley. And we're seeing that a lot this season. Okay? All right, let me focus. Let me move on because I still have a lot more to go through in regards to this episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. If you're just joining us, guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Don't forget to like the video. And if you're listening to this, don't forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And if you're not following us on those platforms, be sure to follow us and subscribe because sometimes I do add additional thoughts and special episodes that are not available here on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else. Okay? Ki says that Ashley's gay for play, not even pay. It's all just for her trying to look sexier. Sharika says that she tries too hard. Amy J says that I like Ashley. Mills says Ashley's a try hard, edgy one. Love Con Peace, thank you so much for Super Chat and for being a member. Love Con Peace says Potomac just doesn't do it for me. Oh. Well, damn. Thank you for the Super Chat. Zakia, thank you so much for the super chat. Zakia says, just curious, why aren't you attending BravoCon? It's just a great time, but definitely expensive. I'm not a big fan of Vegas either. I've done it. I'm not a big fan of Vegas. I mean, I could have gone last minute, but then we had the government shut down. I was like, there's nothing enticing me to go. Just saying. And I just came back from traveling too. I'm not trying to be in nobody's airport. Shout out to all the TSA workers that were working for free. I appreciate you guys. So if you're traveling, be sure to be kind to them and patient with them. A lot of them are working, not a lot of them, all of them are working for free. So be kind to them. So there really is no motivation for me to go. I've done it. I've done the New York one. I've done the Vegas one. I'm just saying. I'm not enticed to go. If it was in New York, I probably would have gone. Because then all I have to do is hop on a train. Hey, Adrian. Adrian says, Ashley's obnoxious. She's gay for attention. Saying. Oh, Toya says, I just got married in Vegas. Congratulations, Toya. Rosanna says, Karen Huger will be at BravoCon. Well, they just announced that. Would that have been enough motivation for me to go? No. No, it was not enough motivation. All right, let me move on, y'all. So, all right. So Wendy and Stacey are getting ready for the day. We find out that Wendy had a sinus infection. She must have been seen by a doctor. They must have prescribed her some antibiotics, okay? So she was sick, okay? I know we speculated last week, but it was speculation. It wasn't facts, okay? Angela says, Kempire, we are your motivation. We need the real scoop from a reputable person. Well, y'all should have paid for me to go. I didn't see anyone trying to do a crowd fundraiser for me to go. Well, I got to spend my hard-earned cash to go if y'all really want me to be on the ground. Just saying. Ain't nobody got time for that. Look, we're currently heading towards a recession. I'm trying to save my coins. All right, let's move on. So We find out Wendy had a sinus infection. Apparently, Stacy must have had some sort of infection too. She had an allergic reaction. Her lip was big, and then production had to make it even bigger. All right? I was like, oh, all right. And then Stacey was like, it went down. You can tell. You can tell. She kept on asking. She's like, is it bad? She kept on asking Wendy. And Wendy's looking at her like, yes, it's bad. Okay, Ashley in her confessional, she was just like, Stacey spewed so many lies. That's why her lip keeps growing. Ashley, I'm so tired of her. Okay. Ariana says, Bravo should have paid you to go. They probably would have. Oh, no, they didn't ask. Look, they never asked. All right, let's move on. So they have their yacht day. They're going on their yacht. Giselle's planning this entire trip. She's giving them the rules. All right, so she's like, I've gotten all of your towels. Okay, I've gotten all of your towels. All of your names are on the towels, except Stacy. Okay, and she says she didn't get her name on the towel, but she says she's starting to feel a little bit better about Stacy. All right, whatever. Like, I'm kind of tired of the pile-on with Stacey. Look, I get it. Stacey's not perfect. Stacey's might lie a little bit, but all y'all do. This pile-on Stacey this season, it's become so ridiculous. Okay? So this is where they decide, because we get to see where they're like, Wendy and Kay and Giselle have a conversation. So they're telling us they're going to part and have this conversation. Again, self-producing here. So they sit down to have a conversation, and Kay says that she had her feelings about Giselle because Giselle didn't reach out to her after she was assaulted. Okay? Kay claims that they had talked about it at the reunion and basically that it was done. All right? However, it seems in the moment that Kay had feelings about it to the point where she was crying because Giselle was just like, during that time, I was dealing with my father being in the hospital. I was flying to them. She's like, I didn't have time to be thinking about anything but him. And she was very close with her father, as we know. She says, you had to call a plastic surgeon to get your situation straight. And my father is no longer here. So it feels like the conversation ends there and like they don't make peace with it until Tia. I got to give Tia credit because Tia really felt like she came in. Again, I feel like Tia's adding a level of maturity that this group needs, and maybe they're missing because Karen's not there. But before we even get to the Tia part of it, Giselle says that she thinks that Kay is a high-maintenance friend. Based off of what we're seeing with Kay and Wendy, yeah, it's definitely giving that Kay expects a lot from her friendships, but she doesn't expect the same from Greg. Make that make sense to me. You expect so much from your friends, but it feels like you expect nothing from Greg. But okay. So Kay says that Wendy called to, this is the funny part. Kay decides because, Wendy's the one who brought this information to Giselle. And she was like, well, Wendy called you a snake and the worst person on the planet. Wendy was just like, I said that to her face. I've said that to her face. We moved on. Tia is emotional because Tia has lost her father before. And she really navigates this conversation between Kay and Giselle. And the thing is, Tia makes both of them feel seen. And this is where we learn that Tia has also lost her father. She lost her father about 8 years ago. And she talks about that, and she says to Kay, like, I get it, what you went through. It was embarrassing. It hurt you. But I also get what Giselle is going through. The way she navigated that conversation was brilliant. And it's just another example of how she's showing up in this group in a very mature way and in her own way. A lot of these housewives, new housewives, come into these groups trying to be someone or come for someone. Tia's just coming in being herself, which I can appreciate. And again, she's adding a maturity that this group needs. Because despite Giselle, I think Giselle's the oldest, she doesn't add that maturity. She does not at all, which is surprising to me. Koku says that Tia doesn't do it for me. I can see why people might not love Tia because she's not this big personality, but I like Tia because she's sort of like the Cynthia Bailey, but she's also funny too. And she also knows how to move on. Okay? So she tries to navigate that conversation between Giselle and Kay, and it feels as if she breaks through when it comes to both of them. And Giselle, as they decide to put a pin in the situation and be done with it and have a and be able to move on from it, Giselle says to Kay, she's like, "I love you, and I want nothing but the best for you." Not Giselle being emotionally mature, but did you guys see Kay's response? She was like, "Noted. We're watching an edited show. More could have been said, and the edit could favor Giselle to the point where we are like, oh, Giselle really handled this really well." I'm giving both sides. I felt like Giselle did handle that very well. I didn't expect her to be like, "I love you, Kay, and I want nothing but the best for you." And Kay is very much like, "Oh, here we go. Here you go, Kay again, y'all. Being miserable. Hold on. Let me pull out the tiny violin for her." She's like, "Noted." I was like, I didn't feel like, because you know how I am when it comes to saying I love you back. I don't think you should say it unless you really feel it, or it's someone that you do feel that for. But I was just like, noted. You didn't have to say I love you, but you could have been like, "I appreciate that, and I'm glad that we can move on." But noted. She was like noted and like putting her stuff together. She was still mad. Her and Angel, okay? Her and Angel was still mad about something. This is why they're good friends. All right, fine. Did you guys see what what Angel had to say about the whole conversation about the Facetune of it all and the edited photos? And she really tried to get up on a soapbox to be like, "Let's stop policing how people show up on social media." Girl, you made this situation worse. My thing is, I agree that Giselle was being a mean girl by bringing it up. However, you made the situation worse by denying it. She's like, that's not Facetune." Excuse me? I was like, girl, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But all right. Sandra says, "I could use that tiny violin. I get excited every time you pull it out, Kev." I saw it and I thought of you guys. I was like, "Oh, I need this. I need this when I go live." Ivy says that Kay and Angel are 36 and 37. They are so immature for their age. And I feel like this is how they'll be when they're old ladies too. So, damn. Mr. Melon Magic has a new memoir for them. He says, "Madness and Sadness, a Kiarna and Angel memoir." Casey says that Angel is ridiculous. Megan says that Angel can't hang, girl, bye. Dorothy says, hopefully Angel is a one-season wonder. And take Kiarna with you. I don't want to see either one of them next season. There might not even be room in the budget next season because, again, Karen Huger will be back. Okay? Toya says, "I got to try this Facetune app thing." Well, nowadays, you don't even need Facetune. You can do the whole chat GPT of it all. I'm just saying. But please understand, people won't judge you. All right. Moving on. Or use the what is it called? The TikTok filters and stuff like that. The filters of it all. All right. Moving on. What else did they talk about? Okay, so they get ready. Like that yacht day, really? I mean, they jumped into the water. What's her name? Jazzy had her bride bathing suit on. She's jumping in the water. She's twerking booties up against Ashley. You know how Ashley is with all that. Gave her play. They're taking pictures. They're having a good time. Fine. Then they come back and they get ready for dinner. All right, let's get to the group dinner. Ashley decides to bring up at the table about not being Jazzy's bridesmaid. Again, we're seeing them self-produce here. And I'm sure you all were like, why is she bringing up the fact that Stacey was supposed to be a bridesmaid? And Stacey's excuse, I will say, it is giving Giselle is right. I'm not going to sit here and act as if Giselle's not right. But it does feel like they're they're always coming for Stacy. They're always looking for a reason. What's going on with you guys? Can we talk about what's going on with you? And let's be honest, Jazzy brought her invitation on the reunion because she wanted to secure her spot to come back next season. Jazzy wanted them to film her wedding. So please keep that in mind. Jazzy was probably using Stacy as much as Stacy was using her. Come on. Let's be honest. So Ashley decides, here we go, the tennis match between Giselle and Ashley when producing the show. She brings up that Stacy was asked to be one of Jazzy's bridesmaids. But you saw how Stacy is not giving it to them. She's not giving them what they want. She downplays it. She's just like, yeah, I have family reasons why I can't do it. Only for us to find out she's launching her weed business. And she's like, this is Arabella's legacy. Not the weed legacy. Oh. Not the weed legacy. This is what I can't with Stacy, but okay. I mean, I'm sure there is a legacy and a big business in weed. Don't get me wrong, okay? But just her reasoning, I was like, okay, all right. Whatever you want to say, Stacy. But then Giselle says in her confessional, let's get it straight. Stacy was not sure whether or not Jazzy was going to be a part of this group. So they're breaking the fourth wall a little bit, but without saying it. So basically what Giselle was saying in her confessional was the fact that they weren't sure if Jazzy was coming back this season. They weren't sure if Jazzy was coming back as a friend of. We weren't sure if she was going to be a full-time housewife. And she's saying that Stacy did not want to have anything to do with Jazzy. She was not going to go to Jazzy's wedding or be a Jazzy's bridesmaid or bridesmaids if she was not going to be on the show. However, let me argue this point. If she has a business thing coming up, being a bridesmaid, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being a bridesmaid. There are events. Remember, her wedding wasn't in the DMV. Her wedding was in Texas, right? Wasn't it in Texas or something like that? So there does come some responsibility. And I would much rather someone say they don't want to be in your wedding. No offense. I just know there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And she might know that Jazzy might be expecting a lot. Jazzy also in that moment didn't fall for it. And she was just like, I would love for Stacy to be in my wedding, but, and Stacey's like, yeah, we've talked about it. There is no issue here. There is no issue here. All right. But again, another lesson from the University of Stacy when it comes to being a newbie housewife. All right. Okay, hold on. Pageant Mommy says, hold on, let me go back up. Pageant Mommy says, Karen, quote, produces, but that is okay. What part of you, I love when you guys have things to say about what I've said. What part of it, we know that the housewives produce. We've seen it. Some are just better than others. It's very obvious what we're seeing with Ashley and Giselle. It's not a smooth producing moment or even funny. It's sort of like, I see you working here. It's not. We know the housewives do it. We know when there are produced moments. It's just too obvious what they're doing. They're not good at it. Just saying. All right. So Giselle basically says that Stacy didn't want to have to do anything with Jazzy if Jazzy was not going to be on the show. Okay? And Stacy was like, let's move on. Basically, that's what Stacy was just like, there is no issue here. There is no issue here. Let's move on. I'm here for it. All right. Tia then decides to confront Jazzy about the filtering comments. Because remember, Jazzy said in last week's episode that she felt like that Tia filters her pictures too much. I haven't gone to Tia's page. Let me look. Hold on, y'all. Let me actually go to Tia's page. Is Tia filtering a lot too? Let me see. I meant to do this before, but again, just another thing for me to do. What's her name again? Tia. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Imagine this was the moment that I found out Tia blocked me or something. Let me see. Okay, I'm going through her photos. She filters a little bit. Like this picture with her and Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie's filtered too. Everybody's filtering. But you know who also filters? happy belated birthday to Kris Jenner. A lot of y'all think, everyone's like, oh my God, Kris Jenner, that facelift is doing. Okay, the facelift was definitely facelift, but have you seen Kris Jenner without the filters? Because a lot of times what you guys are saying, the facelift is doing it, a lot of that is filters too, because I literally saw a video of Kris Jenner. I was like, the facelift is a good facelift, but you could see she's still a woman of a particular age. And it doesn't look like the filtered pictures that you guys are seeing. So... yeah, no, she definitely, no, damn, this one, no, I gotta pull this picture. Wait, y'all, I gotta pull this picture up because we did it with Angel. I gotta pull this picture up because at one particular point, I was like, wait, she looks as young as her daughter in this filtered picture. Tia, maybe you do this a little too much, Tia. Oh my God. Let me bring this picture up. Oh, Tia, come on, girl. This is a picture with her daughter, beautiful daughter. She has a beautiful family. I still love Tia, but we're going to have a real conversation. But Tia has a good sense of humor, so I'm sure she will laugh along with us. Let me bring up this photo for you guys so you can see what I'm showing you here, okay? This is Tia. She posted this on August of 2024. August 20th, 2024. Her and her beautiful daughter. I looked at this picture, I was like, she looks as young as her daughter. If anything, she may look like an older sister here. The filter of it all. But it's okay. You all filter your photos. Look, they all filter. I don't feel like she does it as much as what's her face, though. In comparison to that one photo. This is a mess. Oh, she looks beautiful though in the photo. That's a good filter. It's a good filter. Which filter was this, Tia? Now let me go to Jazzy's page. Jazzy follows me. Hey Jazzy, I know you're watching, girl. Congratulations on everything. Okay, I think we all agree that you should have gotten a flute this year. Jazzy said in her fight with Tia, she said, yes, I have some filtered photos, but I have far more unfiltered photos. And based on what I'm seeing, y'all, I agree. Like, look at this photo. This is not a filtered photo. And watch, I'll be like, yes, it is, Kempire. No, I don't think this is a filtered photo. Please hold. I'm going to pull this up next. Not us going through the filtered photos. That's why these lives end up being like 3 hours. Let me bring this up. I have to say, based off of my little quick scrolling, it doesn't seem like she has a lot of filtered photos on hers either. Please hold. Let me bring up this beautiful photo of Jazzy. Please hold, y'all. This is a live show. I'm pulling up these photos live off the feed, okay? Come on, Jazzy. Come on. Homegirl don't need a filter. The face is facing. Look at Jazzy. I mean, she's got makeup on, but it's not a filter. A lot of these people have filters over makeup. Okay? Nothing wrong with it, but I'm just letting y'all know. And as I'm scrolling through her pictures, yeah, again, makeup on, but I don't see a lot of filtered pictures. Aww. Jazzy's pretty. Okay? Okay. But Jazzy, buckle up, girl. Look, buckle up, girl. Hold on. Because... yes, she doesn't use a lot of filtered photos, but this reaction. So they continue to have their conversation, and it leads to an argument between Jazzy and Tia, because Jazzy confronts Tia about her comments when it comes to Mr. Sunshine. So it seems as if, look, Kiarna learned a new word. She's like, I was just tongue in cheek. Remember, she didn't know what that meant a couple of episodes ago. She's like, it's just tongue in cheek. She learned a new word. Okay, a new phrase. So Jazzy confronts Tia about it, and Tia's like, I was not saying anything. I was making a little joke. I was making a little joke. I turned that a little bit Jamaican. Little. It was turned into a little joke. It was just a little joke. So, and she apologizes to Jazzy. She's like, I didn't mean it. But Jazzy has this big reaction. And I wasn't even sure if she was serious, but she was serious. She was like, she had the fork I'm gonna use this. Pretend the violin's a fork. And she was just like, no. And everyone was like, oh, what's going on here? She was like, she was really having a big reaction with the joke that maybe Mr. Sunshine had some feelings for her. And everyone was like, Mr. Sunshine is no competition for Darius. And Kiara in her confession is like, Mr. Sunshine's got like 2 dreads and 2 teeth. Damn. I will say this, though. When they put the side-by-side picture, I said, well, that could be father and son. I felt like Jazzy's reaction was far more telling instead of her just sort of playing it off. You know what I mean? Like getting so upset when someone made such a very tongue-in-cheek joke. I was sort of like, that's giving weird. You know what I mean? Like, why are you having such a big reaction when someone made a little joke that he had a crush on you? Unless something happened. Just saying. I thought her reaction was over the top, weird. But then I was thinking, and I've been saying this week after week, I feel like during this trip, we see some people fighting for a flute. And those people that we see fighting for a flute include Jazzy and Kiara. I don't think Angel's fighting for a flute. I don't know what she's fighting for. I don't think Tia's fighting for a flute. But I definitely think that Jazzy and Kiara are fighting for a flute. We have to also keep in mind, both of them at this particular point are single. When I say single, meaning that they're not married. And maybe I wouldn't put it past production playing them against each other to make there be some sort of tension. Mrs. Gigi says, Jazzy, are you okay? No, she was not. At first, I was like, wait a minute, what is this reaction? I said, maybe she's being funny. No, she wasn't. She was dead serious. But Tia apologizes to her. Tia is so mature and is able to navigate this group in a way that we don't see a lot of newbies do. But Tia was just like, I get it. You don't understand. You don't understand my humor. Okay. And she was like, she likes to joke, but she's like, can I do light shade? And then they start making, they start cracking up and then they start mimicking her. And she was like, I don't like it when you guys mock my accent. And she did it real serious like. And they're like, oh. And she's like, oh, I'm just joking. I like Tia. I'm not ashamed to say it. I think she's a really good addition. We're 6 episodes in. I can't say the same for Angel. Okay. Dee Dee says Jazzy can miss me with that attitude. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. Deborah says, Kempire, question, Angel or Ascala? Kill me. Okay, no. If I had to choose, Ascala. If I had to choose. But thank God I'm not a producer and they will never listen to me. But I will say this, though. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me go back, okay? Wait a second. I missed the super chat. I'm glad I went back here. All about those comments. Thank you for the super chat. I missed this comment. Right? Jazzy, Tia, and the fork took me back to Candace, Ashley, and the butter knife. That reaction was so over the top that insecurity came from nowhere. I completely missed this comment. But thank you for the comment. Oh, no, you just came in. Oh, I thought I missed it. Please hold. Hold on. Where's that comment? I lost it already. In regards to Ascala. Oh, there it goes. Deborah says, Kempire question, Angel or Ascala? I'm going to choose Angel because Angel comes with Bobby. Angel comes with Bobby. All right. Dita says regular Robin or Angel. Regular Robin. I know.
Lies. The lie.
Regular Robin. Regular Robin. If I had to choose, regular Robin over Angel. Because even regular Robin knew how to have a good time. I'm just saying. Gary, thank you so much for the super chat. Gary says, I'm loving Giselle this season, and I think that she loves having Stacey as a sparring partner. Kind of like her relationship with Karen. I agree with that in regards to, that's the vibe that I thought she was going for, but now it's feeling not not the same. Especially with the, like, I don't know who she is. I feel like her reasoning could have been funnier and it would have landed differently. But the constant, like, I don't know who she is. And maybe that's what she's trying to do and it's falling flat. You know what I mean? But they definitely have the potential. Love Calm Peace, thank you for the super chat. Love Calm Peace says Jazzy was looking for a moment, completely unnecessary. I agree. Thank you all about those comments for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Keith, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Keith says, I'm so tired of Eeyore and the Grinch. Which one's Eeyore and which one's the Grinch? Bobby may not have been a bench warmer, but Angel is. The way that makes so much sense, Keith, without Candace or her sugarless daddy, who is Ashley. Damn, Keith, lethal Virgo right there. Guava Berry Moon, thank you for the super chat. Guava Berry says, Ashley better behave lest she goes the same way as Robin Dixon. And Giselle has no need for two Robins. I see regular Robin's going to be at BravoCon. Did I see that correctly? That Robin's going to be there? Oh, Angel is Eeyore? Oh. Like, oh. I feel like it could be interchangeable between the two of them. All right. Tish, thank you so much for the super chat. Tish says Angel has flopped so hard that she has us choosing regular Robin over her. I am disgusted. You're right. We should all be disgusted. The fact that I freely would say I would choose regular Robin over Angel. Oh, damn. All right. Let me focus, y'all, so we can get through this. But before I do that, let me drop the call link for our channel members. Don't forget, guys, you can become a member as well. Head on over to TheKempire.com/join. Also, if you like my skincare routine, you can get a discount exclusively here from our live watchers. Kempire 10 at butterskin.com gets you 10% off. So head on over to butterskin.com and use the discount code Kempire 10 if you haven't already. Today's face is brought to you by our friends over at Butter. Okay, I went for my facial yesterday too. Went for my facial and then I did my morning routine today. Okay. All right, let me drop the call-in link for our members, and then we will get back into this episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. Shout out to our King's Guards, guys. Don't forget to say hello and thank you to our King's Guards as well. And Okay. All right, let's move on. Where are my notes? There we go. So they quickly move on. Cameras go down. First of all, Wendy was over that conversation between Tia and Jazzy. She was like, "Can y'all pass me? What did she say? The prosciutto? Can you please pass me that?" She's like, She was like, "I'm just done." She wasn't feeling well. Okay, she was on antibiotics. Jermaine says this live is better than the episode. Well, I take that as a compliment. I think, right? All right. And live chat, once we get to 750 likes, I will drop the call link for the live chat, even though I should probably go a lot higher. Like 800 likes. Let's go to 800 likes. Let's get 800 likes and I'll drop the call link for the general audience. All right. So the cameras go down after they leave dinner, but apparently the cameras were not down. So they had the producer cam. And Stacey is like, something's going on with Jazzy and Angel in the golf cart. Because it's a heated conversation. And what Stacey could make out from the heated conversation was the fact that somebody was trying to interfere in Angel's family. It didn't seem like it was a bad conversation between Jazzy and Angel, but we did see snaggletooth be one of the words that came out of Angel's mouth. So I assessed at that particular point, I was like, oh, some girl was probably trying to hit on Bobby. But I just thought that they were having a moment in regards to Jazzy and Angel talking about, women hitting up their men kind of thing. But apparently not. We will get to that in a moment. We talked about it at the beginning of this, but we were going to get to this moment because I have speculation. Okay? All right. So it appears like whatever they're talking about. But we have to remember in the golf cart with Jazzy and Angel is Stacey and Wendy. but they're earshot away. It's not like they're far away. So I'm surprised they didn't really understand what was being said unless they were using code words, because we could barely understand what they were saying. I was just like, and this is also why I don't understand why Angel's mad. Because literally you're having this conversation with Jazzy off camera, but there are two women that are sitting there that are hearing it. Thank you, Jermaine. So Angel, I don't know. And even her explanation on Watch What Happens Live didn't land for me. It didn't. Ivy said, let's speculate. We got to speculate again. Hold on. All right. So it's slutty night. They're getting ready for Jazzy's bachelorette party. They're all dressing up slutty. Fine. Stacy comes out to Wendy. Wendy looks amazing. The Happy and Ness look gorgeous. Wendy looks great. That's some good work to look like a permanent Instagram filter per Angel. Because some of y'all think I hate Wendy. I don't know Wendy, and neither do you. Calm down. But Wendy looked amazing, okay? So Wendy's ready to go. Here comes Stacy. And look, Stacy is giving you grown, sexy, and understanding, because the sort of German outfit that she was wearing, that would be considered, I don't know if slutty would be the right word, but definitely sexy. You know, and then she's like, Guten Tag. Guten Tag. Where's Rita? Guten Tag. Okay. Stacey is really funny. So she comes out in her little outfit, and she's just like, this is my outfit. This is sexy. This is slutty. La, 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 la. And Wendy's like, okay, girl, whatever you say. So we have this moment where all the ladies are being introduced. You know, they always have to have this little quirky, funny moment from the editors where they're showing off their costume and giving themselves a name. I will say this, Giselle's body is banging. That's a 50-something-year-old woman. We have to keep that in mind, too. She might be tacky, and she might not know how to dress that body, but that body is banging. Did y'all see Giselle's body? I was like, yes, Giselle. Come on. Savannah says, I bet Timo was all for it. I bet. He probably loved it. Well, she sent him a picture. Ashley. Oh, gosh. I can't. Every time she has a moment, she's like, can you guess what I am? I'm an astronaut. I'm telling you, this episode solidified for me. I was like, oh, this is why she was with Michael Darby. They are both weirdos. They're both cringy, creepy weirdos. They are. Come on. Now, doesn't it make sense to you now? Now that I put it out there. Now, isn't it all coming together for you guys? Isn't it all coming? You're like, oh, you're right. That's why she was with that man for so long. Because she's a weirdo creep too. I will give it to Ashley too. Her body's banging too. Come on. Look, you gotta, be able to give both. Okay. Her body is banging, but she's a creep. I can't. She's like, and then I don't know what that was, y'all. I guess that was supposed to be a twerk. She's like, I'm an astronaut. Okay. Hey, Dr. Payne. I was like, all right. Oh, all right. Fine. So we all have these little introductions from all the ladies. Then everyone reacts to Stacey's outfit, and they're like, "This is it." And then remember, Tia also was not really dressing too sexy. She's like, "Is there going to be like a slow reveal?" And she's like, "No, this is my outfit." Be you, Tia. And I love the fact that you don't change for this group. And if you're watching this, I know you are. Hey. Don't change for this group. I don't think you are going to, because you didn't do this before these episodes air. Lean into it. Lean into it. Okay? All right. So they're introduced, whatever. Okay. Then they start playing these different games. Okay? When I talk about Ashley being a creeper, and I said this last night on X, as a proud member of the LGBTQIA plus community, I am tired of Ashley and her forced lesbianic ways. And it feels like I wonder if the other ladies are uncomfortable with it. Meaning, like, yeah, they'd like a woman like, looking at a woman, but they're not interested in these lesbianic ways. You know what I mean? And shout out to all the lesbians. But she writes with this chocolate pen on Jazzy because they're doing all the things to Jazzy, and she licks Jazzy's chest. Jazzy seemed like she was all about it. Fine, okay, she consented, I guess. But I'm just like, why? I did not consent to watch this. I don't want to watch this. I'm like, oh, closing my eyes. Oh. And I think beautiful lesbians doing this can be hot. Something about Ashley. I'm not. No. Look. Not interested. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. You got Wendy over there like, oh my God. She's like, what in the Jehovah? Wendy was me. I felt it. I was just like, what is going on right now? But okay. So Stacy goes up to Jazzy, and she has a whip, and she's like, I'm going to hit you like a German, hard and accurately. Stacy had me kikiing and laughing. Like, she really leaned into this role, okay? Even when they introduced her, when she did her little, comic introduction, she did it in German. I was like, okay, Stacey. I'm still rooting for Stacey to get her own line with QVC. Because remember, if you came to my DC show, if you came to the DC show, let me know in the chat. Remember, she told us exclusively. I don't think she talked about that anywhere else. When she left QVC, she claims, I'm going to say that they were working on her own line. And I guess she decided to leave, and that's why she didn't get it. Now, though, I feel like she has leverage to be like, I'm a woman that is now known and well liked on this reality show. Give me my own line. They've done it before for other housewives, and I think with her experience of selling stuff, it would be brilliant, QVC, because not only does she know how to sell stuff, she has a funny personality, and now she'll probably be even more free. Look, when you want to talk about Stacey and your legacy, it's not that weed business. Okay, maybe it is the weed business. But here's the thing. This might be the business for her. That Valerie, if you watch QVC, you know what Valerie I'm talking about. That Valerie has probably $1 billion business from QVC from years of being on there. They still sell her stuff. Stacey, you potentially, not only for the clothing, but for the home stuff, I hope you are in talks with QVC. And you probably are saying, guys, I am now a popular person. Okay? Come on. You have the experience to sell. You know all the rules of engagement. Now you can be on the show and really be yourself. Okay? You already know all the people. Mill says Stacey's German pronunciation is really good. Oh, I mean, I get it. As someone that has spent a lot of time in Germany and has German friends, yes! I can't speak a lick of German. But I was like, okay, Stacey, we see you. So Megan says QVC is huge. I keep pushing for this. And look, I'm not going to get anything from this. I mean, Stacey, if you would like to feature me when you're selling your stuff, I will fly down to Tampa with you or go to Philly, right? They only have a studio in Philly. Go to Philly with you. I'll be one of your special guests, and we could sell all your new Christmas stuff together. Next year, me and you, Stacey, me and you. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I mean, if it does happen, I'm willing to come and do all the things. I'm like, come on, Stacey, let me show me the stuff that you got going on over here. I feel like they're missing out on an opportunity. I think she would be fantastic at it. But that's just me. You know what, Kitty Meow? You are ridiculous. Kitty Meow says, I watch her QVC clips as ASMR. Because they've been leaking, not leaking them. They've been sharing a lot of the clips online. Okay? All right, moving on. Let me see. C says her speaking Dutch was amazing. When was she speaking Dutch? I know Dutch and German sound a lot alike, but she was speaking German. Unless she said something Dutch before, I don't remember. Okay. All right, guys, keep liking the video if you haven't already. Wait, I think we got a long line of people backstage. Okay. Shout out to our members. If you're a member, I have dropped the call and link on the community tab as well. Oh, okay. Mo Clary says, we say that in Cameroon too. When the hand is itching, it's about money coming. So y'all, it stopped itching. So the money is already here, right? Hold on. Let me see something. Where's the comment? Oh, Arjun says, Kempire, but you going to show loyalty to Stacy this time? What do you mean this time? I'm not that type of friend. If you're wrong, I'm going to call you out. Okay? Just say. All right, moving on. Okay, where do I want to go? All right. So they're playing these games. Angel gets up and she puts these pink furry handcuffs on Jazzy. All right. And she basically says, I'm arresting you for having a big mouth. And we're like, what? A big mouth? What's happening here? We know what's happening, but it was weird. So she's like, I have a big, she has a big mouth, and that's how she got her fiance. All right. Key says, check your bank account, Kempire. What do you mean? Maybe I should. You're right. All right. So anyway, they have this interaction, and then Jazzy sits down, still handcuffed, but she gets up, and she's one of those people that can. She took her handcuff. Let me describe it for the people listening to the podcast version. Her handcuffs were handcuffed behind her back. Look, the way that I've been going to the chiropractor and to the flexologist, I could never. And I do Pilates. I could never. Some people are just double jointed that way. All right. Okay, hold on. Because y'all forget that the villain era is still here. V says, Kempire, request, can you please stop saying look all the time? Look. Look, V. How about you stop policing what people say on their channel? This is how I speak. All right? If I say look, or if I repeat something, that's what makes me me. Okay? What other people do on their channels or on other platforms, that's what makes them them. People like you are the reason why people start getting self-conscious about themselves and don't want to, they start changing up how they do themselves because one comment like this, Kempire request, can you please stop saying look all the time? No! Look. Angela said, hold on, wait, where's Angela's comment? Damn it, where did it go, Angela? Angela said, wait, Angela Kate says, look, Kempire can say whatever he pleases. It's like y'all haven't learned, okay? Key says, I love when you say look. Look. Okay? Megan says, look. Okay? Krista says, what a weird request. And yeah, I'm a stubborn Taurus. This is where I could be stubborn. You know, I don't feel like Tauruses could be that stubborn. But this is where I'll be stubborn. I'm going to stubbornly be me. I'm never going to change for what you guys want me to not say or do in the comment section. You two X, because y'all think just because y'all will be like, oh, I don't like your opinions and blah, 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 blah. Okay, everybody in the chat start using look. Andrew says, look. Boogie was like, look. Dee Dee said, look. Tammy Roman voice, look. Debbie said, now look. Lies! Everybody's gonna start everyone start your next sentence with look. Okay? Anyway, Juicy said, look here, child. Y'all are ridiculous, right? See, this is why we can't get through a live. I've been talking for an hour and a half. All right? Look. Experiment said, look. No, Experiment said, I wish you were going to BravoCon. If it was in New York, I would go. But I just don't, especially right now. All right? Tish says, look. Then Tish sent a $10 super chat with it, too. Tanya, thank you. Oh, my gosh, Tanya. Thank you so much for, I appreciate all the super chats, but when someone sent the $50, you know I got a shimmy for the $50. This is where the money was coming from? This is where the money was? Not all the super chats with the look. Thank you for the super chat, Tanya. Dr. Pay Dr. Payne said $20. Come on, Dr. Payne. Let me shimmy for the $20. She said, look. We are so petty. Okay, now that you ever laugh so hard that the back of your head starts to tighten? Oh, hold on. Y'all making me, that's when y'all know I'm having a good laugh right now. Star says she means, oh, yeah, not Dutch. I know Deutsch. German is Deutsch in German. Yeah. I know that much. I travel, y'all. I've been to Germany multiple times. All right? I've been to Germany like 4 or 5 times. I know what it is, but that's what she said, Dutch. Stacy, thank you for the super chat. Stacy says, look, get your own channel, lady. All right, we don't have to attack the lady, but come on. Look. V, thank you V, for the super chat. V says, look, why every time I come over here, they coming for you? F around and find out. Thank you. I am hot up in this room now. Y'all got me laughing, and the back of my head's tight. Oh, it's tightening. That is a good laugh, okay? And next, y'all gonna be mad at me saying, okay? Look. Tress, thank you for the super chat. Tress says, I need all the callers to call in and say, look. You hear that, callers? So when you call in, your first word should be, look. All right. Thank you, Tress. Oh, the back of my head's tight. Ow, I need a moment. Oh. You ever laugh that hard? Everybody in the chat, all I see is look. Oh, Lord, let me bring out the violin. See what happened? Okay. All right. Let me focus, y'all. Look, let me focus. All right. Debbie asked, where was the best place to travel? Where was the best place to travel to in Germany? Oh, that's hard to say. I mean, I like Cologne because I have friends there, so it's a really, really I don't like to say cute city, but I like Cologne. I've been to Cologne multiple times, but I've been to Berlin. I've been to I've been to Dresden, some other places too. I just can't think of them. And there's still more places. Ivy says, put it on a t-shirt. See what you inspired? Put it on a t-shirt. OMG. Key I. Thank you for being a member of Key I. Oh, all right, $10. Look, now that is why the money hand was itching, right? Look. The money was coming. All right, I appreciate it. And shout out to those of you sending super chats and those of you sending cash apps, Venmos, all of that. I appreciate it. I don't see those until after the live, but I do have a nice little a good lunch money on my like Cash App and my Venmos. And a lot of times I don't see it until I am actually in the app. I'm like, oh, I was like, well, I got a couple of dollars in here. All right, thank you, y'all. Caitlin, thank you for the super chat. Caitlin says, look, Kempire's in his villain era. I am until 2026. Loverboy era is the loading. It's not fully loaded yet. Okay? Deidre, thank you so much for being a member. And Deidre says, look, prepares us for something big. Exactly. See, Deidre gets it. Dr. Miss Honey says, in the name of patron Saint Wendy Williams, look. That's probably where I get it from. Wait, no. That's probably where I get it from. Okay. Dr. Page says, look, Nuremberg, I was born there. You were born, did you grow up in the military, Dr. Payne? Or am I mixing up the stories? I could be mixing up the stories. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. I have to stop laughing because the back of my head is just starting to come back. All right. Let me finish off the last part of this because look, now I'm doing it intentionally. All right, so they're playing these games. Jazzy is handcuffed, and then she must be double jointed because the way. Okay. First of all, I went and did a workout last night, and I did like chest stuff, so I'm feeling a little sore. So just seeing Jazzy do that handcuffed around her head and then back to the front. Giselle's reaction was my reaction. Giselle was like, "Oh, what was it? It was a lot." Okay, it was a lot. Savannah says, "I love when you love when I say focus, y'all," and I'm the one that's not focused. Jess says, "Yo, there are a million videos, girl. Look somewhere else." Oh my God. Right? Oh, her arm was like, oh, just the thought of trying to, but some people's bodies are just like that. And we just didn't know that about Jazzy. Jazzy is full of surprises. I will say this about Jazzy. I'm not going to jump and say that she should be full-time. I think she probably would have been a better full-time player than the people that we have now outside of Tia. But she seems like she's willing to have a good time. So I hope they really do consider her for next season or full-time. Because she is a married woman. Even though we haven't seen, I guess we probably will see Darius at some particular point. Because they did film her wedding. They've talked about it so much. And we're doing a bachelorette party for her. So clearly we're going to film her wedding. Right? I mean, the cameras were there. So clearly we're going to see it. Thank you, Basharon. Basharon has been a member for 48 months. That is 4 years, right? Yep, that's 4 years. She says, look, are you okay? Okay, H says, look, OMG, yes, we need look merch. Okay, now y'all, but see, y'all always asking for merch, but not all of y'all are buying the merch. It's not like we selling out of merch. Y'all always asking for merch. I'm wearing my merch right now. This is tour merch. Y'all not buying the merch. And I've put a lot of stuff in there that you guys have asked for. Okay? All right. April, thank you so much for the super chat. April says, I like when he says calm down or when he whispers sidebar. But for good measure, look. April. See, the things that I say repeatedly, I don't realize I say it until you guys point it out. So maybe we should be thanking the person that said it. Maybe we should be thanking them. Because sometimes I don't know that I say these things over and over again until you guys make a joke about it. But her personal request for me to stop, that's never going to work here. Andrea, thank you so much for the super chat. Andrea says, look, Kim, I would live for a look hat. Looky. You can leave. Thank you so much, Andrea. Well, I will work on it. Because you still know I need to make it, like, worth it. You know what I mean? Exactly, Danielle. This is exactly what I was thinking. Danielle gave us the look merch. The L with the 2 eye emojis. That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, I was not just going to put look on a hat. But maybe we'll play off of it. We'll work on something. Maybe send it to my graphic designers. All right. Brenda says Kempisms. You know, I've always used the word Kempisms before. Before you guys even knew me, I have a Facebook page that has Kempisms. So, yeah. These are my Kempisms, Brenda. Lorena says, I've been listening to you for years and I never noticed you say it a lot. Apparently, I do. Oh, Miss Berry says, look, spelled backwards is cool, like Kempire. Well, thank you. All right, let's move on, y'all. I've been talking for... See, now we are going to be 2.5 hours, but we got nearly 2,000 people here, but not even 1,000 likes. We haven't even reached 800 likes. Demi, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Demi says, okay, last one, sidebar, look. I do notice I say sidebar a lot. But I have a lot of sidebars because I have a lot of side thoughts. Oh, Crystal, DM me. Do you do the graphic design? Because I got a guy in Bangladesh that does it for me. But I've done multiple things with him. Mm-hmm. Oh, Foxy, do you follow me on Instagram? Have I seen you on Instagram? DM me, Foxy. We'll send you some merch. I have a couple people I need to send merch to. So we can send you some merch, Foxy. I know those tariffs are probably crazy right now, too. All right, let me focus. Let me finish the rest of this episode so we can get to the callers. I'm so distracted by the comments. This is why some people prefer when I do a pre-record. Some people. I get it. Not all of you do. You prefer the live sidebars, the lookies, all that stuff, okay? All right. And we have quite a few members that are backstage that want to share their thoughts. So before we get to that, let's get to the end of this episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay? So, all right. So we had that moment with Jazzy freeing herself from the handcuffs. So Giselle points out what Angel said. And she was like, why do you have a big mouth, Jazzy? Did you say something? This is what I'm talking about. We know that they self-produce, but sometimes it's so obvious and it feels so forced. Okay? And And these are the moments. And my thing is I know Karen does it, Karen Huger. However, I also feel like we're seeing a lot of it this season. It's one thing to see it here and there. I feel like every single episode, if we had to play where's the pre-producing, we would find it multiple times. Tasman says, we love the long lives. I know y'all do. Okay. Deborah says, I don't like pre-recorded lives. Well, I do. Okay, you're going to get a nice juicy one this week, too, because I have so many appointments. Don't get grown, y'all, because things happen. All right. But not bad things. Just, got a lot of things to take care of, Oh, here go Funke. Funke says, we love the lives. Kempire is so entertaining, though. So is our community in chat. Yes. And when I'm watching the pre-records with you guys in the chat, I'm like, what is going on? Y'all acting up. Is Miss Esquire in the chat today? Because apparently she be acting up in the chat, too. I don't get to read everything that you guys say in the chat. Like, I pick and choose, like, something that stands out to me as the comments are going. But the comments go quickly. We got 2,000 people in the chat. All right? And shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and on X. We see you guys as well. Lexi says on Twitch, she says, new Kemp merchandise. Sarcastic says, not the mini violin. Yes. You're new here, huh? All right, let me focus because there are people waiting patiently backstage. So let me get through the last part of this episode. All right. So Giselle brings it up in regards to why exactly does Jazzy have a big mouth? So this leads to Angel talking about what they were talking about. Well, no, Giselle brings it up, but then they decide to kind of let it go. Angel's like, oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to talk about this during Jazzy's celebration, her bachelorette party. But Wendy's just like, but no, what, because she was sitting there when they were having this conversation. But what were you and Jazzy talking about on the golf carts? So Wendy brings it back. So it's sort of like they're playing tennis and they're pre-producing together. Okay, so Giselle started it. Wendy caught it and brought it back around. Okay, so Angel decides to talk about it. So this is where we find out that Jazzy was talking to people that knew Angel. Apparently, I guess the wags kind of know each other and people were talking, and Jazzy was probably trying to dig up information. Like, maybe not necessarily digging up information. She could have been. However, it felt like maybe she was just trying to get to know, like, is this girl cool? Is she not cool? And this is what she brought to Angel, off camera, mind you. So Angel then explains that, well, there was this woman when she first got with Bobby and she was in this world and she was part of the WAG community. And this woman befriended her in this world. And one day, Bobby's lawyer, agent, all called and claimed that Angel had taken money out of his account. Okay? And then they also claimed that she was hiding birth control pills and I guess trying to set him up. We find out during this conversation that this is from 2016. So the group is just like, oh, the girl, you married him. Who cares? Even Jazzy, though, Jazzy was like, I brought it to her off camera. Giselle gives Jazzy her kudos. And like, I give you kudos, Jazzy, for bringing this to her off camera, not in the group. And Wendy was saying the same thing. It's like, how this group can be. She didn't have to do that. Jazzy could have brought it to the group, and she didn't do that. So, it leads to a weird place with Angel because it should have been nothing. Angel, apparently, whatever the accusations were, Bobby didn't believe it. I don't know. I feel like I need more in regards to this. So what was Bobby's reaction when he heard this from his agent and his lawyer at the time? And I said to you at the top of this live recap, I felt like, can we just play devil's advocate? Can we play devil's advocate for a second? Okay. Because I said, well, when she said that, I was like, well, remember at the top of the season, her referring to herself a wag so many times, I was like, something about that stood out to me. And there's been behavior since then that stood out to me in regards to it. Because Jazzy, what she had heard from other wags, rumors that she had heard was the fact that basically that Angel was sort of like a mean girl. That she wasn't nice to some of the other wags. Okay? And I'm like, I'm wondering. I'm wondering if any of that was true. But Jazzy kept an open mind and embraced Angel for how she experienced Angel in this group. But with all this coming up, Angel's whole mood changed. Okay? So, as I said to you before, the ladies were giving Jazzy kudos for not bringing this up on camera, and she pulling her to the side. So Angel's energy changes because, Debbie Downer. So Giselle asked Angel, she's like, but you're not upset with Jazzy. And her response was just like, every time you confront her, remember the other episode where they were like, I thought you were fine. You were all, giddy, bubbly and things like that when Kiana wasn't there. And she's like, I wasn't bubbly. And she's like, what was that? She was like, I wasn't bubbly. I was angry. And she's still downplaying that. On Watch What Happens Live, she was downplaying that. She was like, I wasn't bubbly. Just the way it appeared, the way that it was edited, made it seem like I was bubbly. Very possible. But I don't know if I believe it, Angel. There's something off about you. There's something catfishing about the personality. There's something not consistent. All right? So Angel then decides to excuse herself, and everyone's like, you're going to leave? She's like, yeah, I'm done. So she ends up going, and she calls Bobby. Kiana, trying to be a good friend, I think this is the loyalty that they've decided to have for each other, decides to go check on her, and she's like, oh, she's talking to Bobby, but Kiana's like, but you're crying. And I'm like, why is she crying? Here's the thing. I do also want to, if we're going to speculate on one side of things, I do want to speculate on the other side of things. We have to also keep in mind, she has just given birth not too long ago. 19 months ago? And she could be going through postpartum. So there is that other element that I think we should also consider, which might make her very sensitive. And another side of me is thinking, well, remember how you felt, Wendy, when you were on the show postpartum? Maybe give her a little grace. However, here I go twerking on a fence. Okay? Merch available right now. Y'all ain't get that merch either. That merch is available right now. Oh, and the sweatshirt, the gray one with the black lettering. I have that one that I was like, I love my twerking on a fence shirt. Anyway, shameless plug. So I'm twerking on a fence because although I think Wendy could have had grace for Angel, but Angel wasn't the nicest to Wendy. So I'm sort of like, I kind of understand why Wendy might not see it for her. But that's me. But I do think that we should give her some grace in regards to her being postpartum. She could be going through that. She could still be very sensitive. But then there's the other side that I'm thinking, did you bamboozle him? You saw what Ashley said in her confessional. You saw what Ashley said. Ashley basically was like, girl, you took the $30,000 from him. He still married you. This is from 2016. It's not that big deal, big of a deal. Okay. Big Miss Muffin says 9 months, not 19, right? How old is that baby? 19 months. That's what Tia said. Okay. Amanda says, as a mother, 19 months is a good amount of time. All right, y'all. I'm done. I'm done. Look. I'm trying to give grace. Koku says 19 months is not just giving birth. Okay, Lord. I'm just putting all of the elements out there, okay? She's still breastfeeding, though. Remember, she was pumping when she was in the trip. So hormones and stuff like that, right? Am I crazy? I'm a man. Yeah, I know I'm one of your girlfriends, but I'm still a man. She's still breastfeeding. So that's important to know. Just saying. All right. Anyway, and do not judge her for breastfeeding still, because you saw what Ice-T's wife did for how many years. All right? Do not judge. Okay. Okay, this is why I can't be on live and recap it, because y'all are so distracting. So Angel's over there crying. They're over inside the villa. Like, see this, and Wendy's basically saying what we've all said. She's a Debbie Downer. You can't win with Angel. Angel, in her confessional, is basically accusing Jazzy of bringing this information to the group, which she did not. And she said on Watch What Happens Live, she said, it was a big misunderstanding on your part. Okay? And it feels as if that they can't win with Angel when it comes to this. Kelso says, yes, hormones will still be all over the place, and postpartum lasts for as long as it lasts, different in every woman. That's what I've come to understand. And she's a Pisces. Oh, no, I forgot about that. And she's a Pisces. Okay? I'm going to lean more on the Pisces side of things. But you already know how I feel about Pisces. Shout out to all the Pisces, but y'all know how I feel about y'all and the truth. All right, let me get to the callers, guys. I've been talking for almost 2 hours. So last week's episode was 2.5 hours. This week's episode will probably be 2.5 hours as well. We're almost at 900 likes. Let's get to 900 likes, and I'll drop the call link for the general audience. But we have a room full of members. We appreciate our members. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join or get the merch. You guys keep asking for merch. There's one without my face in regards to the tour merch. I did this particular one, and I was like, well, you know what? Maybe they want one without my face. Maybe they want to broadcast my face all over the streets. But then you can get one that just says Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era Tour, and then on the back are my tour dates from the summer. So if you came to the show, you probably would want one. Okay? Okay. All right, let's get to the calls. Callers, you have 30 seconds. 30 seconds is more than enough. Please keep in mind the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, or anyone that's connected to us, including our mods. We're covering all our legal bases, okay? And everything that they say is alleged, all right? All right. Let me bring up Elle. My bell is first again this week. Hey, Elle.
Hi, Kempire.
How are you?
Now, look, on this episode of Without a Trace with Karen. So I was just going to say, if I had to lose one person, it would have to be Ashley. I would just keep the newer people.
Okay.
I want to give a little grace to Angel because, it's tough. What you just mentioned, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. And also, I just want to say, don't be so hard on her. It's not like she staged a crime in her home or something. So anyhow, if there was a wife swap, I would like them to do a Housewives franchise swap. Like send Mary to Potomac, send Karen to Salt Lake, send like Heather from OC to New Jersey, Margaret. Do it that way and let them be hosted by one of the other wives. It'd be so cool.
I originally thought that was what they were going to do until I saw the previews. And I was like, oh, I guess that's not what they're doing. I think that's what we all thought, but yeah. All right, thanks, Elle. All right, AA is backstage, not AA. What's going on, AA?
Sorry, I meant to say Nia, but hey, Kempire.
What's going on?
Look. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Angel. I feel like she needs some time away. I think one season, like you said, I think she really needs to build some confidence. I've been in her shoes before where like your body fluctuates, and even you mentioned that yourself. So I feel bad for her. But yeah, no, Jazzy is doing the most. I think she's trying to secure her season. Next season as a housewife, knowing that she's getting married too, and producers actually love that. So she does have a storyline, even though she was a whole side chick. But yeah, anyways, have a great day and love from Toronto as always.
Thanks, AA. Mia.
Bye.
Bye. Daylin's backstage. Let's bring Daylin up next. Daylin, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. First off, Jazzy did do a lot, but I still like Jazzy because she's good for the show. She does a lot for the show. And I like the conversation between Kiarna and Giselle because I feel like it was needed so they could get some clarity on their issues that they didn't know they had, And Angel, she can just go at this point. If I was on the production team, I would have said thank you for your services because she is just like she doesn't know how to move on, and this is an environment where you have to move on quickly.
Yeah,
and she doesn't know how to do that.
So thanks, Daylin.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye. All right, we have Angel W backstage. Angel W, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Looky here, looky here. Oh, girl in the chat is acting like you say look too much like it's a problem, but you're beautiful, you're entertaining your audience, and you're not falling flat like Chin Check and Salty K. I need them to please stand on something because they are falling flat for us, and I am so tired of them. And Stacy was serving Reaper Bond, or however you say that, which is the German red light district. And if Miss Stacy is our Palo Santo still, Tia is our sage. I'm loving her and I'm appreciating everything she's bringing to us this season. That's it, Kemp. Have a good day.
You too, Angel. Perfect timing. Wow, look at that. Tyler's backstage. We're going to bring Tyler up next. Tyler, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. I think that next season, while I like Tia, Angel, she can go. I think we won't even see them next season. They're basically chairholders, and I think Ashley was leaving this season too, but Karen went to jail. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I don't think that Jazzy needs to be promoted full time. I think she'll do exactly what Marlo did the most. Keep her as a friend. Let her sit maybe 2 more seasons as a friend and see how she does. I'm actually liking Giselle, but I just don't like that her wig sits so far up. I don't understand it. I don't. It's like it's been lifted.
She's got a lot of hair under there. It always feels like
you know,
like
when you flip bacon and it just sizzles and pops up. It looks like that, like it's just sitting up there. I don't get it. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, her wigs do feel like it's a helmet as opposed to like sitting on her head. But her body was nice. All right, let's bring up Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice, what's going on?
What up, though? Looky. Hello, my cookie. I looked at the show only because I knew I was going to call in. And Angel, if she's still postpartum, she don't need to be on the show. She needs to rest her body, worry about her child, and then come back. Because she's all over the place. And if you're not going to stand 10 toes down in when you came through the door and you get tripped up, it's time for you to leave before they tear you down. I'd rather for her to leave and become whole with herself and then come back. Giselle. Now, what I didn't like about her, she was weaponizing her father's death against girlfriend after the fact that you said you didn't have a problem with him at the reunion. I didn't understand that.
Okay. All right, Miss Bernice.
But other than that, you know what? Every time that come up, when they talk about you saying book, play you got the book by Prince. and yeah. Play that.
Thank you, Miss Bernice.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. If I could, without a copyright strike, I would. All right, we got Tish. Tish, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how are you today?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm good. So I am not feeling what you guys are feeling with Jazzy.
Okay.
I think Jazzy should not be on the show. I was scared for Tia at that dinner. It's giving emotional issues. I don't know. It was giving a lot. Giselle looked great. And then Angel is too frumpy. My kid is younger than Angel's kid. I did the whole breastfeeding thing. I think I told you this the last time I called in. I missed your DC show. When Wendy got arrested, I did mention that. And it was because I did not want to, I was thrown in something and I did not want to show up not being the best representation of myself. And I kind of feel like being mature and being like smart enough to know that if you don't feel like you're mentally equipped to be in the situation, then you remove yourself from the situation. So I don't know. Angel has got to go. Watch What Happens Live was 0. She did not redeem herself. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Thanks, Tish.
Bye-bye.
I like how she connected to something that she previously talked about when she called in. I was like, oh, well, okay. All right, Nota Queen's backstage. Nota Queen, what did you want to share?
Look, Kempire, I think that Angel's problem is her loyalty to Kay, and I wonder if that's why she came on the show before she was ready, because Kay needed her there to be an ally. Like, I don't know. I just feel like blaming Kay for everything regarding Angel because it feels right in my spirit. Also, with Althea, yeah, she was on Reddit talking about how she has ADHD, not autism, but she was saying she self-diagnosed herself from a Taylor Swift group and has no formal diagnosis for ADHD, but she wanted to be on there to show neurodivergent awareness because she read a bunch of books about it. And then she was also trying to diagnose Taylor Swift with autism as well as ADHD because she said that people with ADHD more than likely have autism. So, yeah, I didn't see the episode, so I can't comment on her motherhood, but she is demonstrating why a lot of people don't respect self-diagnosis because she's using it as an excuse for things instead of actually like
for those
helping herself.
For those that are listening, she's talking about the White Swap episode with Wendy and the mom that Wendy switched with. Well, if you watch the episode Know the Queen, then her putting out this information like that on social media probably will just confirm what I'm saying on what I'm saying about her episode. And now I'm sort of like, now it tracks. It tracks. But
yeah, after hearing that, I'm definitely interested. I'm about to watch the episode once we get off live.
And report back. Report back.
Yes.
All right. Bye, Know the Queen. All right. I forgot to drop the call link for the general audience. Well, we just hit 900 likes. Let me drop the call link for the general audience. We're taking calls from our members. Everyone is given 30 seconds to share their thoughts. There's something about that mom, though, on White Swap. She looks familiar. I feel like I've seen her before. I don't know if she's been on another reality show. Maybe should have had a different family. All right. Toy is backstage. Let's bring Toy up next. Toy, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I just want to say I'm still Team Jazzy, even though she did do the most with the fork.
Mm-hmm.
Darius looks exactly like Mr. Sunshine. It's a little weird. He might have some family back in Nevis, okay? Also, when she, they had that party and she bent over, I said, oh, my Lord, okay. But I do like that when she brought the information to Angel, I feel like she was being sincere because every single other housewife would have talked about it at dinner and would have put Angel on blast. Mm-hmm. But that woman was not trying to be messy. And her reaction to it was like, girl, from 9 years ago, are you serious? Like, why is this still an issue for you? He married you. It don't matter.
And he seems to really love weird. Him some Angel.
And right. So I'm like, her reaction to it just seems like, I ain't worried about that hater. I'm on Potomac. I'm on TV. I'm a housewife. Like, who is she? Who is that lady? Now you giving that lady shine to come forward and maybe tell some more tea.
Like a real Pisces. Real sensitive.
She needs to learn from Stacey on how to brush stuff off her shoulder.
But Stacey's an Aries.
They coming at Stacey hard.
Y'all don't like when I talk about astrology? Well, some of y'all do. Stacey's an Aries and Angel's a Pisces. She's reacting like most Pisces would react. Just saying.
My mom is a Pisces. Yes,
see?
That's very much.
And what's your sign,
angry.
Toya?
I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm very much so like Candace. So my mouth can be reckless.
Exactly.
I do not tell a lie.
And you wouldn't be caring about what some other hoe had to say about the man that you married and have 2 kids with.
Right.
And let you take $30,000 out of his account without him knowing, allegedly. Bye, Toya.
Bye.
All right. Oh, we have a long line. So let me pull up. Hold on. Where's Cynthia? Oh, there. I was about to say, like, when people drop out, I'm like, it mixes the whole thing up. Cynthia, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Fine. I watched the beginning of the White Swap episode with Wendy. Did you notice the ring? Did you see the ring that she was wearing?
I was paying attention. Yes, I saw that. I was like, but I don't know I don't know if they had pictures of the items in the charges against them.
Yeah.
But they were accusing her of having the ring on social media, and they showed social media showed pictures. So I'm not sure.
It kind of resembled the picture that they said.
Mm-hmm.
It resembled the picture on social media as well.
Yeah.
Angel, you know what, Kempire? She's starting to irritate me. Like Sweet Tea, she can honestly go.
Oh.
I have a good friend of mine. She's a Pisces, and I say that they're spicy Pisces. I have a feeling maybe down the line she's going to pop off and explode. Like I really, really see it coming. And honestly, maybe she's insecure about the weight gain from having a baby. I don't know. Something about her is just she's weird.
Damn.
And she is a Debbie Downer.
Oh. Thanks, Cynthia. Bye.
Thanks, Kempire. Bye.
All right. Let me bring up April Aries. April Aries. Speaking of Aries.
Hello. I just want to say us Pisces placements are fighting for our lives because I'm an Aries sun and rising, but I have a Pisces moon and I'm going through my Pisces Saturn. But listen, I will still stand 10 toes down and I will give you the wrath of God if you need to feel it. With that being said, Angel does need to take a step back, and I do think she can be a bit of a mean girl based off the different sides that we've been seeing, but that could be due to postpartum depression. And yeah, like I'm just like, this is too much. And I think Jazzy was doing too much, but she did tell the truth about Tia being like not in the know. She's messy. She's a shade assassin on the side, so I got to watch out for her. But it was a good episode. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too, April.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Keith. There we go. Keith, what did you want to share?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. So first of all, I just want to say, Angel, I'm not sure. I'm not really feeling her. But I have a question for everyone. Is being phony a symptom of being of going through postpartum depression? Because my thing is, she flip-flops, but I didn't realize being a flip-flopper was a symptom. Like, I'm not even talking about her emotions and her crying, perhaps, because, Candace used to cry every other episode, so I'm not even worried about that. But I just feel like she don't stand on business, and I feel like that's not synonymous to someone going through postpartum depression. I just feel like we're not in the right to really diagnose her. So she is going through that. I feel that had no bearing on her not standing on her opinion. But, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Hold on. I want to see some of your comments here. Oyen says, Angel did come on the show saying that she was a girl's girl. She definitely a mean girl. But what I tell you, I've noticed a pattern anytime, and it's not just on Real Housewives. Anytime someone says that they're a girl's girl, they usually are mean girls. Just saying. PRT Diva says it's not a lack of empathy. Angel has been mean to Stacey and Wendy, and they're also mothers. Points are being made. Points are being made. All right, let me move on. All right, Anthony's backstage. Anthony, what did you want to share?
Look, you're good. I'm good. I'm calling from Los Angeles, California. Let's get into this, Kempire.
With a little reverb. Why you got reverb?
A what?
You got reverb on.
What is that?
Oh, wait, are you in the hallway?
No, I'm in the bathroom.
Oh. I'm like, why you got like an echo?
I'm sorry. I had to call in just real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. I thought it was solid. Kiarna and Angel can go. Angel is just not giving. And then for Kiarna, the only thing we know you for is this bar fight. So just go on with it. And lastly, wife swap. I don't like the episode. Wendy being the premiere episode, thankfully they switched, but I wanted to see the closet, the room, everything else. But I'm sure at one point we'll see it. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much, Kempire.
Thanks, Anthony. Take care. I was like, oh, he got a little reverb on. I was like, Anthony about to sing for us? All right. We got Kiki next. Kiki, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
I really can't with Angel. She's just a Debbie Downer. Like in my comments earlier, I was like Meredith said, you can leave. And then, oh my God, Wendy killed me when she was like, Stacey, it's given international slut. I was like, oh my God, that was so funny. But you know what? I love Stacey. And I really like Jazzy. She brings like a new air, a breath of fresh air. And I'm so proud to see Giselle. I don't know if it's fake or real, but I like to see her grow and be a little bit more mature. And this is the side of Giselle that I've been wanting to see. So thank you.
Thanks, Kiki. All right, let's bring up Jasmine next. We're going through these callers quick. Jasmine, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. Hope you're doing well.
I am. What's going on?
Good. I just wanted to say, number one, the Facetune conversation, it kind of made me feel bad for Angel from, 2 weeks ago, last week, whenever that was, that it came up. Just because that's not an indication of being phony or fake to me.
No.
Because Giselle's the one that brought it up, and she's as phony as they come. So to me, it's not really, it really wasn't doing it for me. And now, the thing that Angel is messing up for me is why would she bring that conversation with Jassy to the group? I was like, girl, you could have saved that. Oh my God, that was not, what was that, 60 seconds?
That was 30 seconds. Everyone's getting 30 seconds, Jasmine.
Oh, okay, bye. I did enjoy Wife Swap. I wish they would put it on after all the Housewives because I forgot about it. So this was the first episode I watched yesterday.
You can watch it on Peacock. You're welcome, Peacock.
Yes, I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewatch them, but I wish they would put it on after all of the Housewives. All right, bye, Kempire.
Thanks, Jasmine. Bye. And no reason why they put it on after Potomac was because they pushed back Wendy's episode. Okay. All right. Chrissy's backstage. Let's bring Chrissy up next. Chrissy, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac? Chrissy? I hear something, but I don't hear Chrissy. There might be a delay. Chrissy, you might hear this in 20 seconds. We'll come back to you. Okay. Thank you, Foxy, for reminding people. We're almost at 1,000 likes, guys. Be sure to like the video if you haven't already. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. You can also hear our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. So be sure to check that out as well. And I will be dropping our Washington, D.C. show on the Kempire podcast. If I get some time today, probably after this live, after I edit the podcast version of this on for the podcast, I will upload the Club Kempire special juicy episode of the Kempire After Dark live from Washington, D.C. So shout out to those of you that came, but for those of you that didn't, but want to hear it, become a Club Kempire member on the Apple Podcasts app or via their website. So you don't have to have a podcast or Apple product. Elle Singleton, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Kempire, look, please keep being you. We love you just the way you are. Thank you, Elle Singleton. I know you guys do, but you know, every once in a while I see that a comment or somebody want to try and change me. Please understand, I'm an old fogey at this particular point. I am not changing. April, thank you so much for the super chat. April says, don't get grown, y'all, because look. Y'all got jokes up in here. Hold on. Oh, wait. Debbie says, Kempire, I watch this channel because you are being you. We all repeat certain words that are a part of who we are. Don't change unless you want to. The way you speak with facial expressions are, and she puts a little loving emoji. Thank you, Debbie. Glad I saw this comment. Camila, thank you so much for the super chat. Camila says, I think Kay is only there so the show won't get sued. And they let her bring Angel along so that she could feel comfortable. Camila, some other people have made that assessment as well. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. I'll say this, guys. I don't believe that. I will say that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that's the reason why they kept her there, to be honest. I think Karen not coming back this season secured a lot of people's position on this show. All right. We have a long line of people. I will say this. In Guy, you're not up next. However, it says device is not connected. I just want to give you a heads up just in case you didn't know. Let's try Chrissy again. Chrissy, are you there?
Can you hear me, Cam?
Now I can.
Turn it off. Okay, sorry, because, I got T-Mobile when I was on the road, child. Anyway.
One time for the T-Mobile.
No, I'm changing it this new year.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say, I have an opinion where, and I feel like a lot of people have this opinion. I do feel like when someone just had a child, or, because 19 months is not just having a child, or if they don't feel like they are mentally and physically where they want to be at from having that child, they should think twice before coming on this show. Because Angel, yes, I don't know what's going on with her. It does come off as a bit of postpartum depression.
No.
But she's talking about things are happening but didn't happen, saying they didn't greet her, but they did greet her. It's like, I'm over it, and she can go. So that's all I have to say.
All right. Thanks, Chrissy. I will say this, because I saw a couple of you say, oh, if you're freshly out of becoming a mother, you shouldn't do the show. Why is it that Real Housewives, a show of women, made for women, watched by women, why is this not a safe space for women that are postpartum to come on here and feel supported by not only the people that are on the show, but by the people watching the show? And look, I haven't loved Angel, and it could be because of postpartum, whatever it may be. However, I feel like the community that are watching, that have been through it, should have an understanding, and it shouldn't be, oh, you can't come on this show if you have postpartum. Why not? Because we're having a conversation about postpartum and how it affects everyone differently and at different points and for different periods of time. So I don't know if I agree that just because you're postpartum and you might not be where you want to be, that this is not a safe space. It should be. It should be a safe space for someone that is postpartum and that is a woman. That's just me. But okay, let's bring Danielle up. Hold on. Danielle, what trouble you want to start?
As an ex potential wag, I'm here for...
Wait a minute. You can't just drop that. What?
I can. Catch me on live. Y'all can. Y'all know I don't talk dating here. Y'all know where I talk my dating.
Oh, yeah. And people that know.
But I only came here to say,
TikTok.
Look.
That's it? And she hung up. Not she could have been a wag. Okay, or an ex-wag. All right. Let me bring Arjun up next. Arjun, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. Hey. Listen, I'm one of the 3 fans of Ashley, but I will say this. She came in strong this season, but now she's fading away. But I think they need her next season. That's all I'm going to say. Ashley is needy next season with everything going with Wendy and Karen. They need her next season. And I like Angel. I like her. I like her. I get the thing is people are making fun of what happening, but I think that's reality. She's showing herself. Like she's not producing it. It's like real. Yeah. And people are not ready for that. But yeah. But I like this. I'm loving this season of Potomac. Really good. Really like it. Bye.
Thanks, Arjun. Here's the thing. I will say this. I know production, you watch. Hey, production. I know you're going to believe, and the network, you relay this to the network. I know you guys are going to believe that you need Ashley next season because of the Karen of it all or the Wendy of it all. And I do believe that they're going to bring Ashley back. Bring her back as a friend of. However, if I had to choose between Ashley and regular Robin at this particular point, because I also think that regular Robin, because I agree, I don't think the newbies are going to ask the questions that will be needed next season when it comes to what's going on with Wendy or what's going on with Karen. I don't think the newbies are going to be able to do that. However, I don't want Ashley to be that person, or they feel like they need to bring Ashley back full time next season because of that. We've given Ashley multiple seasons in the last couple of seasons where it's just like, all right, I'm good on Ashley. I'm really good on Ashley. I think regular Robin could actually do it. Come on, she wants to ask the questions. She's had issues with Wendy. She's had issues with Karen. She will ask the question. Not me. Is this a Twilight Zone? Why am I rooting for regular Robin to come? Maybe I miss saying regular Robin. I think that's it. I miss saying regular Robin. All right, we have a long line still backstage, so let me get through this. Zakaya, I'm going to bring up name. I love the name. Zakaya, what's going on?
It's Zakia, but
damn. Hey, Zakia. I like that too. I always got to make the names fancy. I call Zendaya, but I call it Zendaya.
A little razzle dazzle, a little asterisk over it, or something like that. But it's called Kiarna. I want to applaud her for pulling Wendy to the side, but then whenever she actually did, it was like, this is kind of a non-issue. Actually, your issue is with Giselle, so let's just that was unnecessary. It's just reiterating that you really don't like Wendy for whatever reason, and you want to put that she is still on her phony ways. But okay. The thing with I think Jazzy was putting on. I don't think it was real. She was laughing with Tia before. She was laughing with Tia after. I don't think it was real. But then also she may have been. I don't know. I'm not gonna put any allegations on what she has going on. But my girlfriend was like, if she's doing all of that, her man may be like, oh, what do you have going on? It could really start an issue in her relationship if she did do something, And lastly, Angel had no business cuffing Jazzy and then starting the mess at her own bridal shower, walking away, not uncuffing her, and being like, oh, I don't want to ruin it. You did ruin it, girl. You did. And it was false and it was whatever. You made your own issue. You made your own problem.
All right.
That's all.
Bye, Sakaya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. No, I'm going to respect people when they want their name to be pronounced a certain way. Sakia. All right. But I think Sakaya's got a little ring to it. No. All right. Excommunicado's backstage. We're going to bring Excommunicado up next. Excommunicado, what did you want to share? You're muted, Excommunicado.
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think please we shouldn't rule out Angel just yet. I think we should give her one more chance.
Okay.
But beyond that, between Giselle and Kiana, I understand Giselle was mourning at dad at that time, but I feel like that doesn't negate Kiana's experience and her stance still, because even after that, Giselle came to the reunion, and you could have apologized for calling her the aggressor in that situation or stated your point. The fact that your dad passed on doesn't mean that, okay, after that reunion or after your mourning, you couldn't have reached out to her. If this was someone you cared about, who you're actually friends with, you could have reached out to her. Oh, I'm sorry that you enjoyed that at my event or something. Over the years, you never took any accountability for what happened there or tried to address it at all with Kiana. And you expect the lady to just move on. Even in this scene, she didn't address the fact that you called her the aggressor. So,
good point, excommunicado. Thank you for calling in. Here's the thing. I feel like there was more in regards to why Wendy says that you don't even like Giselle. Because I feel like maybe Kiarna may have said something recently about Giselle, and that's why Wendy felt in that moment to be like, you don't even like her. So I feel like she probably talks a lot of stuff about Kiarna. Maybe it'll come out during the reunion. We'll have to wait and see. Let me say thank you. We're about to hit 1,000 likes. Thank you. Nota Queen, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. Ashley gave nothing of value when Karen got arrested. Why would it be different this time? You got a good point. See? So I think we're good on Ashley for next season. Keith, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Keith says, Rotten Robin and her hats can stay in that warehouse. Does she still have that? As for Angel, at least Karen's seat will be warm and toasty when she comes back. Damn. Here's the thing. Excommunicado says that we should give Angel one more shot. I mean, we're only on episode 6. She might need more than one more shot, because I feel like she's about to say or do something else that's going to make us go like, ugh. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Mr. Melon Magic says, leave regurgitating Robin where she is at. Guys, can I have my opinion? Y'all don't have to agree with me. I just felt like, I was like, okay, all right, maybe. But okay, Robin, you can't come back full time. I told y'all, I spilled the tea, right? I told y'all that Robin was being considered for not full time, for friend of the season, allegedly. She was being considered for she was being considered to return, and a word on the street, they offered her a friend of contract and she didn't want it. And that's why she didn't come back. And that was before Monique was confirmed to come back. Speaking of Monique, next week, Monique will return. If you missed it earlier, this image of Monique's confessional, where she has no house in the background of her confessionals, has been released online. So some people thought maybe it was a mistake and that we will see something. And I said to you guys, no, we also got this photo of Monique where they basically just refinished her season 5 confessional, only for us to find out later from Monique that, she decided not to come and do a new photo shoot. They offered her a new photo shoot. So it wouldn't surprise me that Monique decided, you guys will not have an image of my house. I'm too busy and too important. Has Monique said anything on social media about this yet? Because after it, I will talk about it again in short form. I'm not going to do a whole video talking about this. I'm just mentioning it here for those that may have missed it at the top of our live. Okay. All right. We still have a long line, and we are almost we're about to hit 2.5 hours. Okay. Y'all getting a big, juicy episode, okay, of our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Audrey's backstage. Audrey, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Mira, Kempire, Mira. So, hi. Just real quickly, I see like 2 insecure women on this show. Angel and 3, Kay and Kiarna, and what's the other one? The one with the football guy. What's her name?
Angel.
Jazzy. I'm sorry. Yeah. Kiana, Jazzy, and Angel. I think it's three women who are actually all very insecure and in different ways. I do think Angel, that smirk that she had on her face when she said, I think you're under arrest for being a big mouth. She is a mean girl. You know what I mean? And it does lean to, just real quick, it does lean to all the insecurities. Like Jazzy's reaction, it was bad acting. And I'm so glad Tia played off of it to make it calmly, because it made Jazzy look even more insane. Yeah. But she's so insecure in her relationship because this man did have 2 babies on her. It's like, that's what came out. You know what I mean? So I don't want to see that. I like Tia, like that maturity that you're talking about. I like seeing that. So Angel can go for me. I hate one and done, but I don't think she adds anything. And again, like you said and some of the all other callers said, I don't think this was the right moment for her dealing with postpartum and the insecurity in her, her body and with her, whatever's going on with her marriage and other women. So that's all I have to say. Have a great rest of your day. Mira Kempire. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Audrey. For those that don't realize, that means to look. just an FYI, because I can assume that everyone understands why Audrey's saying it in another language. Look, okay? All right. Dr. Payne's backstage. Dr. Payne, what did you want to share?
Looky here, Kempire. As your older Taurian sister, and we all know April Taurus is a little bit meaner, I know that the Kempire Inc. doesn't condone violence, but I sure do. Just that. Ashley is terrible, but that's it. Goodbye.
Bye. I didn't even get to start the timer. Bye, Dr. Payne. All right. We've got Crystal backstage. Crystal, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Lookity here. Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
First time caller. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm the one that said I'll hook you up with the design, C&M Designs. I will DM you. I got you. I just wanted to say I love your channel and I love your recaps.
Thank you.
And keep doing your thing. Oh, and I did when you did your villain tour thing, I did the
live stream.
What is it called? The Zoom. It was so good. I loved it. And I had my other friends and we just had like a whole little party at my house. But anyway, thank you so much.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Crystal.
It. And I will talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye. Can y'all do that again? I love that. Y'all should do that. Y'all should have your friends over and do like a Kempire After Dark when I do my next, live stream show. All right. Maisha's backstage. Maisha, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I wasn't gonna call, but everybody started talking about Pisces and postpartum and all that, and I wanted to chime in. Mm-hmm. I'm winded, Kempire. I'm 38 weeks pregnant. That's why I wanted to chime in. Ooh. I'm also a Pisces, and I also have a 2-year-old.
Oh.
So I'm hitting a lot of Angel's boxes. That girl is sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put it like that. Yes, some of it can be blamed on postpartum, but like a lot of other people said, you have to have the wherewithal to know I don't need to put myself in this situation. I think she probably is in over her head because one minute she is fine, she is cool, she's laughing and joking with somebody, and then the next minute she don't know what to be mad about. And she's extremely insecure. Girl, on your nose, I got a 65-inch. Like you have to own who you are at every phase of life. You feel what I'm saying? And coming into this situation, she probably didn't need to be there 9 times out of 10. And if she was going to be there, own who you are, be who you are. And stop being a Debbie Downer. Like she literally, that party was popping. And she literally just turned it into something that was just it didn't have to be like that. And I was like, girl, I'm watching it like, girl. But I'm a different kind of Pisces, though, Kempire. I like somebody up. So, especially now. So.
What did you do?
I'm just saying, I give birth to him on Wednesday. He got to come up out of here. He got his walking papers.
So you're going to have a Scorpio. So you're going to have a water sign.
The Kempire. My husband is a Cancer. I'm a Pisces. He is he's going to be a Scorpio. And I think I mentioned this to you earlier, but you and my daughter, my 2-year-old, have the same birthday.
Oh,
bless Bless her heart. She in for it.
What's her name? I'm gonna pray for her. Well, you know what? I feel like the siblings though will be connected because Scorpio and Taurus that's a sister sign, so they'll be fine.
Yeah, no, she is a boss. She got it down pat. She know how to handle us.
Y'all need her grounding, Lord, because y'all are a mess of it. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Good to see you. You look good.
Have a safe birth and report back.
I got you. Thank you.
Do you know the name? Or you don't have to share it if you haven't told your family or anything like that.
Oh, yes, I know his name is Dominic Jace.
Okay, Dominic. Okay. And what's your daughter's name?
Savannah Noel.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, congratulations, Maisha.
Thank you, Kempire.
Take care. Ooh, y'all, this is important. For those that love to talk astrological signs, pay attention to the astrological signs in your home, your friend groups. It's quite telling. You'll see patterns. Just saying. Not all that water in the house. That poor Taurus. Oh. All right. Oh, okay. We still have a long line backstage. Not that long, but we have a long line. JB's backstage. We're gonna bring JB up next. JB, what did you want to share?
Peace and blessings, Kempire.
Okay.
Look. I have an unpopular opinion. I like Kiarna, and I think she is super sensitive and she's rough around the edges, but I think she's a caring friend. And remember, Kempire, she was on at Wendy's event back in season 5 at the voting event.
Yes.
I think Kay knows a lot more about these women than we think. So I want to see her grow. Also, shout out to all the Aquarians. I love Tia and the fact that she's of sound mind and reason and able to guide others. That's the Aquarians I know. And being one, that's what I try to do for my friends. Last note, I'm not a fan of Jazzy, but keep her on. Like, let's see where this goes, especially because we're going to be out or down one housewife when Wendy goes to jail. That's it. Love you, Kempire. Look.
Bye,
Have a great day.
You too. Well, look, she still has to go to trial. Okay. All right, let's bring up Guy next. Guy, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm a replay crew. I know you always said when I listened to you on Spotify that you always want to listen and have a point of view. So I'm calling to let you know that I love your show. I love the community. I'm calling from Montreal, Canada. We were all worried for Miss Bernice. We're happy she's back. Yes. We're really happy she's back. Okay, so for today, the only thing I wanted to say, I didn't understand why Jazzy was so mad at Tia. Yeah. She was mad because what? Darius will probably look like Mr. Sunshine eventually in the future. Like, I didn't understand. It seems like she was projecting her future and she was not happy. But listen, we will find out in the future. I didn't listen to the live because I like to listen to the music intro to the end intro. I'm definitely a replay crew. So, je te souhaite de passer une excellente journée, Kempire. Bye bye.
Oh, bye. I love it. Okay, we have VA backstage. We're going to bring up VA. VA, what did you want to share?
Looky here, Kempire. I just wanted to say that Ashley, she has to go. I mean, trying to be that girl of this season, it's a little too late. You're not a girl's girl. You're a mean girl with Giselle. And Giselle, that whole, thing that they have with the thing that she has with Wendy, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of tired of seeing it because I know it's not real, but it is enjoyable to see Giselle in this light. Kierna and Angel, they got to go. They're too wishy-washy. I was down for Kierna when she first started, but she got to go. Okay. It's too many bipolar situations going on. But yeah, that's my point. Sorry.
Thanks, VA.
Thank you.
Ooh. All right. Someone said that Monique posted. What did she say? Like, what did she say? Miss Monique. Hold on. Let me see what she said. Where is she? Did she change her name? What's her name? Did she block me too? Oh Lord. Did Monique block me? Hold on. What's her name? Oh wait, no, there it goes. She changed it. Monique. Where's Monique? There it goes. Monique, what did she say? Hold on. Oh no, all she said, yes, she's back. See y'all Sunday. My team slays like no other. No one touches this face except for you already know. Custom fit, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And yet did my hair. You have me. Okay. All right. I mean, no, I think this is the confessional look, y'all. Based off of the video that she posted, it looks like she didn't have a green screen and she did the white screen, and that's going to be her backdrop. All right. Like, all right. All right. Look, all right. Jessica says the after show looks are up. I'll have to look at them later, y'all. We've been live for like 3 hours almost, and I still have a couple people backstage that want to call in. So we have Mills, we have V, and we have Kimberly. Those would be our last callers for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. But if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy, it's free, and if you're listening to the audio version of this, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. Give us a 5-star review because that does matter. And don't forget, today's a live show. It's sponsored by our friends over at Factor. Get your deal. All the information is available in the description. And we also have a discount code for you for butter. So if you've been waiting to get your butter products or you've been waiting on discount, Kempire 10 will get you 10% off. More information is available in the description, along with everything else. If you have an anniversary, a birthday, you want a personal shout out from me, be sure to check that out in the description so you can book me on Cameo. All right, Mills is backstage. Mills, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. I just wanted to say that Angel and Kay need to go because they bring the whole vibe down of the show. Because like Tia is a good addition because she brings that fun, light shade, but those other two are just so negative. So they just got to go with Ashley included. And lastly, I just want to say, since we're international here, look in German is schau her, guck her. Just so you know. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, Mills. I love it. We're international. What's going on? I already forgot what she said, though. Wait, let me bring Mills back up. Say it one more time, Mills. Mills, unmute. Say it one more time. Look. How you say it again?
Schau her.
Schau her?
Or guck her. Oder guck her.
Schau her. Oh, you can say either one?
Yes.
Schau her?
Schau her oder guck her.
Oh, guck her.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mills.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too. All right. V's backstage. Let's bring V up next. Hold on, V. Let me bring you up. V, what's going on? What did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, look at here. A shot here. Between StreamYard and people calling my phone all day, I can't be great. I done dropped out 50 times. But all I'm gonna say real quick is I have friends like Angel, well, associates. They're just selfish. I'm sorry, Pisces are selfish. If it's not about them, they're gonna make it about them. And it's like, if it's not about them, they're a Debbie Downer. I know she's going through postpartum. I've been through it twice. I get it. I understand it. But that is selfishness because she's used to everybody kissing her butt because she probably is that girl in the other groups. And now she's getting what she has been giving. And that's the problem. That's my opinion. Okay. And believe it or not, I don't like Giselle that much. But it is refreshing to see her not, being mean this season. So that is refreshing. I just started back watching, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's all I got.
Thanks, V. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh, Lord. And if you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let us know how you say look in your language. I want to know all the languages now. Okay? All right, let's bring Kimberly up next. Hold on, Kimberly. Let me try. I'm trying to move my mouse around. Kimberly, are you there?
Hi, my internet won't let me be great. Can you guys hear me?
It's okay.
Because I can't hear you back.
I can.
Okay, great. I'll just say it real quick. I'm still mad at Giselle, and Ashley. She's so forgettable. I'm still mad from past seasons. I'm a Taurus. I mean, whatever. They can miss me later with them. I think Jazzy's doing a bit too much, but I don't know. I wish I could see what y'all see in her, but I don't see it. And I think Angel, yeah, I think it's just she put 20 on 10, but it's just like, I think it's more because it was the build up to me. It wasn't the one thing. If it was that one thing, it was like, yeah, that wasn't anything, but I think it was the build up. And she seems like gives me introvert vibes. I'm just not sure she's ready for that kind of energy or placement. So not sure this is what she needs to be doing. But anyways, thanks for showing up and doing this. I'm enjoying it all. So you guys have a great day. Thanks.
Thanks, Kimberly. She can't even hear me, but thanks, Kimberly. All right. That was our last call for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Final thoughts. We had a lot that we talked about. We talked about Angel and Watch What Happens Live. We talked about Wendy's episode of Wife Swap. We talked about Monique's confessional not having the green screen backdrop. It's just a plain white backdrop. Are we surprised? Not at all. But it is what it is. I'm open to seeing what Monique is going to give us this season. I just have a feeling, though, this is just Monique coming. I think she's trying to sell a book or something like that. So she's going to come, use the platform for what it is, sell the book, and secure a bag. I can't be mad at it, right? All right. Oh, wait, how do you say this? Nafasada? Or Nafasada? Sorry. Kalololo in Wolof. You would have to call in to tell me how to pronounce that. We know says Kemp putting out his gingerbread houses this year. Love when he brings those out. Oh, we know. I have them, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to bring them out, but I am going to bring them out probably just because you said that. I don't know if I'll put them in the studio, but if you follow me on other socials, you'll see it like on TikTok and things like that. So now we in the Europe cities. Yellow. Okay. Oh, you're right. I forgot. Isn't that French? Voila. Is this how you say look? Voila. I love when French people speak. If you were at the New York City show or if you were part of the live stream, you saw the young man speak to me in French, and I was like this. All my clothes almost melted off. I was like, okay, keep speaking to me in French. I wasn't ready for the question in French. I was like, okay. He's the one who spilled the tea about the guy from Young, Famous, and African. You had to be there. You should have bought a ticket. You should have bought a ticket. But I do have the live stream. So if you're a member of the channel, I have a couple of live streams to show you guys. So become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. There we go. Thank you to our King Scars for holding us down. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats. Thank you, Big Miss Muffin, for the super chat. She says, oops, I meant to say she's a friend on Married to Medicine. Hoping our wishes are granted for this cast. No Ashley nor Angel. Ooh. Look, ooh. Okay. Debbie says, I agree with you, Kempire. The questions that need to be asked about Wendy and Karen's arrest need to be asked without prejudice. I think Robin would be the one. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And Robin's going to be there at BravoCon, apparently. So that will be interesting to see how that works out in regards to her interactions with the rest of the group. So we shall see. She's still in the good graces of the network. I'm at work says, thank you, Kempire, for the 2-hour plus live. Look, he obliges to reasonable request. This is a long live. It's going on 3 hours. I'm surprised I didn't have to use the bathroom with all this water I've been drinking out of this thing. I do have to go to the bathroom, though. Yeah, I know I got a small bladder. Look, oh, whoa. So look, let me sing the tiny violin for my small bladder. All right, enough of that. Thank you to the cast and crew and production for watching as well. Thank you to our King Scars. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our subscribers. And those of you that are part of the replay crew. And those of you that are just a part of watching in the bushes. Subscribe. You're missing out on posts. You're missing out when we go live for breaking news. You're missing out when I'm live somewhere else. So make sure you follow me everywhere, guys. Follow me on the TikTok, TheKempire. And for those that follow me on TikTok, please report the page because they've blocked me because I've reported them stealing our YouTube videos that we do. So report that Kempire news page. I only have one page on TikTok, and that is TheKempire. So report their videos, please, as an imposter. All right? Miss Parker says this was like back in the day, Tuesday Takeover. Yeah, the long Tuesday Takeover used to be like almost 3 hours. You're right. Hence why I can't do it no more. But I still go live on Tuesdays. I just don't label it Tuesday Takeover. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you all in the next one. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section and on the podcast. You can engage on Spotify in the comments. You can leave comments on Spotify. All right? All right. You know what Mr. Melvin Badger says. You know, he is rude. He says, they say more small bladders mean you got a big you-know-what. Good night, everyone. Goodbye. You just make anything up to be nasty. Senior DST says Team Pisces. Pisces and Tauruses go well together, they say. I just like to shade you guys. My esthetician's a Pisces, and we were joking about how I shade Pisces all the time. He's able to take the joke. He probably cries alone at home after I make the joke, though. Just kidding. Tish says, I was sitting behind him at the New York City show. The tea was not surprising. Right, Tish? I was saying the same thing. I was like, I am not completely shocked, but I was shocked by the French. I was like, ooh la la. All right. Thank you, Tish, for coming out. Stay tuned. We will be doing something again, okay? In the new year, hopefully. All right, y'all. I'll see you all later. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.